These are the most extreme bases I've built in 99 Nights in the Forest, starting out with the deadliest base where I killed so many cultists just going straight through my traps. It was insane. Then the biggest base, which was just ridiculous how massive it was. And finally, the biggest food base, which took me almost 10 hours to collect all the food I had there, and it was beautiful. So let's get into it. Today, I'm going to be building the deadliest base in 99 Nights in the Forest. And the way that I'm going to be doing that is right now I'm playing the base defender class. And pretty much what the base defender does is you spawn in with defense blueprints already, but when you place them down, which I'm not going to do just yet, you can actually upgrade them, and because I'm the level 3 base defender, they do even more damage. Which means that the cultists that are going to come to my base are pretty much going to be dead in 5 seconds. But it also means that we do have a little bit of a rough start because I don't really have anything to use right now. But we do have fire level 3, so let's go loot for something. There we go. Okay, we got a revolver. That'll be useful. We also have 4 wooden chairs. That's 20 wood right there. So we got a really good start. I can pretty much get the old bed instantly. But for building the deadliest base, we're gonna have to go out to the very far edges of the map. That way we'll be able to get more defensive blueprints, which is what we really need. But let me get the old bed. There we go. Now I just need fuel. Alright, just as I say that, we got some fuel canisters back here. Or actually, just one. Don't know why I said fuel canisters. What in the world? I hear the deer. I'm not even joking. I hear the deer. I think he might be stuck on a tree back at the base, because I don't see him chasing me. But still very weird. I genuinely thought the deer was going to come out on day 1. We did get the good axe though, so we need that. Just need 1 bunny foot then to get the good sack. Alright, we got level 4 fire. Now I just need 1 bunny foot. There we go. And with this, we'll be able to not only get the good sack, but also the spear. There it is. We can go get the first 2 kids pretty quickly, but I do want to get our fire to max level first, so we're gonna do that just because finding defensive blueprints is already pretty rare, and I want to start finding them as soon as possible, because to make the deadliest base, we're gonna need more than just 3 traps. We also got a gold chest here, hoping for a strong axe off the bat. That would help us to get wood pretty fast. No, okay. Defensive blueprint. I would rather have this. I am actually really glad we found one super fast. I'm also hoping we can find a rifle, maybe out of this building. Nope, but we did get some good ammo. We found where the anvil is. We're gonna need this in order to get the hammer. So I think I have it on the map now, but I just realized I haven't even built a map yet, so we're gonna have to do that. We did find the second kid's location as well. Gonna touch the hill so it's on the map. We found a tire. I'm gonna get that so I can build myself a Volkswagen Beetle. I'm also about to die of starvation, so let me eat a few grapes. There we go. I don't even know if these really are grapes. They really do look like grapes, but they're just called berries. Is a grape a berry? I have no idea. Alright, so we have 2 defensive blueprints. Both of them I believe are stakes, which is not bad. That's what I want. I'm not sure I want any of the bear trap ones, but then again, I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen those ones be upgraded. Maybe I can even make one now, but it might not be upgradable because this is just a regular bear trap. I'm not seeing the upgrade, but possibly for the actual defensive blueprints that you can find, maybe you can upgrade those, and I do not know what they look like. But so far, I'm thinking I do want mainly the barbed wire and the stake. We also did find where the first kid is. Good to have those locations on the map for when we need it. There we go. We got the rifle too. So now we're pretty much good on weaponry. We did get some leather armor. Not too much more that we genuinely need. We also did find the stronghold. Not sure if we're gonna need to raid that, because for the most dangerous base, or really deadliest base, don't know if there's anything in there that would help us. Maybe the chainsaw for wood, but then again, we don't necessarily need it, and it might be a waste to raid the entire thing for an item we might not get. Alright, we just got a bunch of fuel. This should bring us up to fire level 5. Yeah, there we go. Now I just need wood, and we'll get ourselves a crock pot, stable food source, and then I think I just want the strong axe and more defensive blueprints, and we can get this base started pretty quickly. I also do want to go get the 4 kids though. There we go. Okay, this is happening kind of fast. I've already found 2 defensive blueprints, and we also spawned with one. I don't know how I found them this fast, and also how I found all the kids so fast, because we now found where the 3rd kid is as well. Let me just make sure I touch the hill just in case. Now, if I find a strong axe, this is the perfect run. The Guinness World Record certified. Dude, you've got to be kidding me. How am I finding so many defensive blueprints? I would actually rather find the defensive blueprints now just so that we know we have them for later. And I also haven't found any bear trap ones, so I guess this is going perfect. Okay, never mind. I take it back. I take it back. I am dead. I am dead. I'm a dead man. Okay. I heard the deer coming behind me too, but I think he just teleported over to the raid that's going on in my base right now. There we go. We got iron armor 2. I'm getting pretty much everything I need right now. Just need that strong axe or even the chainsaw if we could find a mythic chest, or rather the ruby chest as it is properly named. What in the world is happening right here? Bro is walking in place. He's trying to hit his calories for the day. 20,000 steps a day for the deer, and maybe he'll leave me alone. But now we have a total of 4 defensive blueprints. We could also trade the alpha wolf pelt, which gives us a strong flashlight or an old flashlight. Really tough decision to make here, so I think I'm just gonna go with a strong flashlight for now. All right, we got another good chest. I'm hoping for a strong axe or another defensive blueprint, and it seems like maybe it's not the fully gold or almost fully gold chests that give you the defensive blueprints the most. It might be these kind of chests. And dude, I am at a loss for words. How am I don't know if there's a buff in luck for the base defender class, but the levels don't say that. They don't give you a buff and drop, or if it does, it probably just doesn't say. But I'm glad that I'm getting a ton of them either way. It's also another barbed wire. Haven't gotten any bear traps yet. If I get one more defensive blueprint, okay, you know what? I'm fine with that. Strong axe, we have a ton of defensive blueprints. I'm gonna go try to find more, of course, but I think we have a very good start for our base now. Dude, there is some kind of buffed luck, and I still haven't gotten a bear trap yet. I genuinely don't know what's going on, but it might be that these chests now pretty much only have a few things, and the defensive blueprints might be the most common thing you can find. That, or I am literally getting lottery level luck right now. All right, if I get one out of here, dude. Okay, medkit. Something different now. It at least informs me that there are other things in existence. There we go. We got a second medkit. These are all really good drops out of these chests. There's not too much that I don't need. Maybe if I got another strong axe, but then again, I'm glad I got it the first time. Got an oil barrel. That'll be useful. I think I hear the 4th kid. And we got another defensive blueprint. Still no bear traps as well. Insane. There is the owl. I actually kind of prefer the owl now because you don't just die and you have to deal with the wolves. Never mind. The deer is kind of hard to deal with because if he chases you around for too long, then he gets really fast and you're most likely gonna die. But the owl is not that bad. All right, let's put this stuff in here. We might have enough fuel to get to the final fire. Not that close, but we do have now, I don't know how many defensive blueprints. We have quite a lot, and I'm very glad about this. It's gonna look for a very nice base, and the strong axe will help us to get more wood, which we will need for our walls. And especially, I do think I want to make some kind of narrow hallway in order to get the cultists to go straight down the hallway, dealing a ton of damage to them and killing them before they can even get into the base. But for now, with the wood that we do have, we're gonna make a biofuel processor, put that right here, and finish off the fire while also getting a bunch of saplings to get even more wood for the walls that I do want to build around this base. What would be really cool though is that if we got aliens tonight, I would most likely be able to find a laser wall as well, but sadly didn't get them this day. All right, this will bring us to fire level 6. Now all we need to do is build this base out. So I'm gonna make a few walls just to start it. And as for where I want the door, I think we should put it on this side. I think it would look pretty cool with the deer coming directly at us, because I'm pretty sure this is the side where the deer comes in. So we're gonna have one wall right here. Then I want to figure out what the length of a trap is so we could place it inside of the little hallway here. So if it goes to just barely past that white line, if I can keep that image in my head, should be right here is enough room to place our traps. And then I'm gonna have to get the wall to go behind this rock and then all the way around. But for now, let me leave my defensive blueprints right here because this should be where we're gonna place most of them, maybe all of them. I do want to make sure that the cultists actually go through here and that they don't just start jumping over the walls, which means maybe I should make this base a little bit smaller. We can have this be on the edge of the circle right here, but then we can cut it in a little bit early, maybe so that it's right here, because the cultists, if your base is absolutely massive, I do believe that they stop caring about the entrances, or maybe that's the later days. Not sure, but I do want to make sure that this works. But now that we have have a good start to our base. Let's go get all 4 kids. Could probably get the first 2 in one day, maybe even the first 3, but the 4th one will definitely have to be on its own day. All right, got the first kid. Now I got to race over to get the second, who is, I believe, near the top of the map, and 3rd kid is at the bottom left. This might be a little bit difficult. They literally formed some kind of triangle with all of their dungeons, but we'll just go as fast as we can. All right, got the second kid. I do have to make sure I don't drop them at the base out of order, because if I do, then their tents are going to be swapped around. All right, first 2 kids are at the base. Now let's quickly go get the 3rd kid. And instead of bringing him back to the base just now, I do want to loot around there a little bit longer, hopefully to check out some of those gold chests, or almost fully gold chests. That way I could see what the drop rate is for defensive blueprints and which chests are the best, because right now it does seem like the striped gold chests are the best. We also have 2 facilities right here, so I think we're gonna skip finding the 3rd kid because there is a raid about to happen, which does mean that we're getting close to night. So in order to save my own life, I'm gonna take out these raids, which are safely indoors, or not raids but bases. So let's see, out of the gold chests, I believe you can get the gem of the forest fragments. Got a diamond out of that one. Not sure if you can get defensive blueprints out of here. I would think so. Got a morning star though, that's not bad. All right, we took out this base. Now let's see what we can get, because if we're not getting any defensive blueprints, it might be worth it to loot a little bit closer to the campfire in that 3rd ring, or maybe not 3rd ring, but the ring that the 3rd kid is in. All right, I do think it'll be worth it to look just a little bit closer to the campfire, because I didn't get any defensive blueprints from both of those bases. But we now have the 3rd kid and another one of these good chests, hoping for a defensive blueprint. Okay, giant sack is not bad, we will take that. So now let me just stay slightly away from the edge in the lighter green grass, so we can probably find some chests. We do have the ice biome here though. Don't want to be in there, because I don't think you can find the kind of chest that I'm looking for. So I'm going to take this engine, we're going to head back to base, and then we're going to go around the ice biome and start probably somewhere around here. All right, 3rd kid is safe. So now we're going to go get the 4th kid, and then we should be good to just loot up for as many defensive blueprints as we can. There we go. Got the 4th key. We also have a mythic chest. Really open for a chainsaw. That's what we need right now to get a bunch of wood. And we got it. I promise I am not hacking. All right, all 4 kids are safe and back at the base, and I realized a fundamental issue with our hallway. It is gonna run right into the purple kid's tent, so we're gonna have to move all of this, but luckily we did find the anvil earlier, so we'll go make ourselves a hammer and we'll move around our walls. Or if anything, we can just leave the walls there and then place one in the doorway and build a doorway somewhere else. All right, we got about 60 wood now. Make however many walls we can get. So we'll plug in this hole, which fits pretty nicely. Pick up our defensive blueprints. Now we're just going to continue the wall, and we'll most likely build the door on the opposite side, because there's not really anything over here. But wait, now that I think about it, I don't even think we need the hammer, because we plugged that hole, and the defensive blueprints, they're not placed yet. So I think we're good. I don't think we need the hammer yet. Also trade the bear pelts. None that we need though. But we did complete the trades. I kind of want them to add a polar bear pelt trade, because that way it would make it a little bit more worth it to go out to that biome. But then again, I have no idea what he would start trading. Maybe some pretty rare stuff, like for a mammoth tusk, a chainsaw. That would be really nice. A guaranteed chainsaw if you do a lot of work. That would probably help me for a few videos. Wait a second. Now that I realize though, I did want to make the base a little bit smaller. So let me actually go get the hammer, and we'll move these closer to the tents, and then the doorway, we'll have it be right here. There we go. Okay, so apparently you can get defensive blueprints out of the gold chests, and I'm glad that we got one that isn't the bear traps either. I kind of want to get one that's a bear trap, just so that we can test whether or not you can upgrade those. All right, we got the hammer. There is a raid going on at our base, so that means we're gonna have a few days to prepare before the next one, and I think by then we should have something pretty good going. All right, let's pick up all of this, and we're gonna have it be just barely not touching the tents. Maybe the strings here, but not the actual tent. So we'll do something like this, then curve it around to the squid kids tent. There we go. Now that way we keep our base smaller, hopefully guaranteeing that the cultists are gonna walk through the doorway that we're gonna make. We also somehow managed to get our trees really close to the crafting bench. I'm not sure how, but this is very nice. It'll help us get our stuff into the crafting bench faster. Wait, what? How am I getting attacked tonight again? Is that a thing? 2 nights in a row? Did they change it to a random chance? I thought it was on a schedule before. That's interesting. Okay, I think that might have been a bug. I still hear the drum music, but we're almost halfway into the night and they haven't showed up yet. So I definitely think that was a bug. Yep, no raid raid happened, and the drum music just stopped as it turned day. So that's pretty interesting. We also do have the furniture trader in town. So just to decorate the base a little bit, let's see what he's got. Round wooden table, 2 fences, signpost, hedgerows, and magnolia. We can do something with that. But we can also use our hammer to pick up some other things like this table, this rug, this thin table, little nightstand. And if I find the basketball court, we can get the hoop and we can also get the basketball. And who knows, maybe the deadliest base needs to have a basketball. That way, if it lands on one of the spikes, it explodes. But while we wait for our trees to grow, let's go look for some more defensive blueprints. No way you saw me, man. I did not think that I activated it, or at least got the meter up to the thing. I hope he cannot fly. Not in this mode. We should be good up here. And there should be a chest in here too. Yeah, there we go. How in the world was there a wolf in here? My good sir, how did you climb up here? So I do think I was getting really lucky earlier, because now I'm looking at these golden chests. We got an oil barrel, and over here we got a strong flashlight. There is one more chest, but I do think that the luck from earlier was really good. So whatever we have, we definitely have enough, but it is still crazy that we found that many. But we did find the basketball court, so I want to get both the hoop and also the basketball, which you could put in your inventory. Interesting. And you can also shoot it. So we are going to be playing the world's most dangerous game of basketball with the world's most dangerous defender. Okay, good, he disappeared, but you could see he has his hand up ready to block any shot like you can't imagine. All right, so let's take our basketball and our hoop. We're gonna place them both right here for now. Gotta make sure this doesn't roll away though. But we have all of our trees grown, so let's put this into the crafting bench. We might have enough to finish out our wall. You know what, I don't think this is gonna be enough, because I do want to make this a very elongated oval shape. That way we have a lot of hallway for all the traps. That way the cultists should be dying before they even get close to inside the base. Now, in order to get the really long hallway that I want, we are running near to the border of the base, so we're gonna have to make some torches as well. All right, we definitely have enough for 10 torches, but I'm not gonna make 10 because I don't know exactly what that'll do to where the cultists spawn around our base. So for now, we're just gonna place 3. All right, I think this should be a good enough distance, but I do want to make it probably 2 torches bigger, and then I'll be happy with that. We'll have an insanely big hallway, which will allow us to place all of our traps. All right, so this seems to be a good spot for a door right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that and then place another wall and then pick up this wall, and this should be a good enough gap. So now we have to connect this around on the other side. Furniture trader is back in town. We got blue signposts, 4 hedgerow intersections, 2 red camping chairs, a barrel, and 2 sunflowers that I can buy. Not the best lot of furniture, but we will try to do something with it. All right, this is gonna be good enough. This should at least connect this wall for now. A blizzard? Wait, what? I have never seen a blizzard. Don't know what that does, but now that we have the outer wall done, we need to place a row of straight walls going like this and another going on this side, so that way we have our hallway full of traps. So let's start with the 4 walls that we have now, and there is a raid that's about to come as well, so we can actually start and see how well the base will hold up. All right, we got that. Now let's place a few of these. We'll place some stakes here, we'll place some right here, and then some barbed wire in between in this alternating pattern. But not only that, we're gonna upgrade all of them. So the stakes go from looking like this to like this. The barbed wire just gets darker, and there we go. They are pouring into the base like that. We got 2 cultists already. We got a 3rd one coming in. He's dead. Not sure where the rest are. There are the rest. Okay, they're coming in. That was all 6 of them. Dead in I don't know how long. But the thing about the traps is that you can't really pick up their bodies very easily. But that is a really good sign. So now we just need a little bit more wood to extend our base. So I just planted a bunch of trees. Gonna burn up the rest because we don't need them. And when we have this done, we are gonna have a very, very strong base. So let me place some more stakes as well. Gotta make sure they're still in that alternating pattern. And then we'll leave the rest for right now. And we still do have so many left. And we also have a lot of scrap left, which should allow us to upgrade every single one of them. You know what? I have a genius idea that I want to try out. It might not work, but if it does work, then it'll be pretty cool. We did leave some cultists back here, so I'm gonna get all of their attention, and then we're gonna head back to the base and see if they just instantly die in the trap, or even if they can't follow me for that long. Seems like the arrow guys won't follow me, but these guys probably will. All right, we are almost there. Just got a little bit. Actually, we're not even halfway there. Okay, this is kind of far. And the owl is here of all times. That is not good. Dude, runs really fast too. So I'm just gonna make it for the base. We'll come back to get the cultists. They shouldn't not be there still. Let's see. I got my flashlight out. I do see them. We are close to the base. The owl just... What in the world? Why are you moving like that? Why are your toes just flipping up and down? That does not look right. Okay, he's stuck again. Okay, they're still here. Get their attention real quick. There we go. Owl is back again, taking a med kit in advance. Yep, almost died. The cultists can come in my base though, but the alpha wolf and owl can't. Or never mind, I guess the alpha wolf doesn't care about the rules anymore. No way. They just died by accident. They just died. I didn't even lead them in there. They just went in there. I guess that does show that we have quite literally the deadliest base in the game. But our trees have grown, so let's cut these down, get the wood from them, and we should be finished with the hallway. All right, so now let's place these walls. I do have only 4. We might want to get 2 more. That way we'll have a very long hallway coming right about here, which does seem to be a good distance. So let me go get a little bit more wood. All right, we got our final 2 walls. Place them down, and now let's place the rest of our traps. So I do want to place some barbed wire in between here, just like this. Penetrator is actually immune to death. That's pretty cool. Place these stakes down, more barbed wire, even more stakes. And I think all I have left are stakes, so we're just gonna place them as close as we can together. And there we go. We have an entire hallway just filled with traps. So now let's upgrade all of them. Gotta make sure none of them are stuck at the first level. I don't think any of them are even gonna make it halfway through the base. This does look very nice. So now it's just a matter of getting a bunch of raids to come to the base. Let me place some of our furniture down. And I have a genius idea. We will have a basketball hoop right here and a basketball hoop right here, so that the Dino Kid and the Kraken Kid can play together. I'm not sure where the 3-point line is. It's probably behind the hoops, to be honest. And then we'll have another one facing the campfire, just like this. So if you do want to make a free throw, you have to either make it in, or you're going to make it in the biofuel processor and destroy the ball, or you're going to have it get caught on fire and destroy the ball, or you're going to have it get all the way over here on the spikes and destroy the ball, making it the most dangerous game of basketball. And be careful that you don't lose the ball if you're playing over here and it hits the spikes and destroys the ball. But now that we have the basketballs, I'm curious, how do you throw these things? How can I make me a basket? I want to get in first person, throw it up there. Okay, I have not destroyed the ball just yet. Let's see, throw it a little bit like this. Okay, I hit the fire and have destroyed the ball, but luckily it is fire resistant. Not really, but we're calling it that. Go straight up in the air. Okay, hit the rim. Gotta get it from a side angle off the backboard. Still over, but let's see how this raid's gonna go. We got a crossbow guy. He's dead pretty much instantly. Another one dead. Another one dead. Thank you for coming in. I think they might start walking over each other to the point where the first traps aren't even going to do anything anymore. I think the raid's over, by the way. I genuinely think that was it. I think they just died really fast. Yeah, I don't see any of them outside. All right, that is good. Another raid gone by, but I still have not made a basket, so I will not stop until I do. I think I'm going to move it back a little bit. Gonna pick up the biofuel processor. We also did beat 99 nights. Not bad. I'm also curious what these antlers in the background are for, because they only appear in the cutscene. All right, so we have it right here. This should be easier to make a basket. Aim for the top of the backboard. Almost. Where did it go? Wait, what? Where did it go? I genuinely don't see it anymore. Is there a certain amount of uses you have per basketball? That would be interesting. All right, we'll pick up this one. We'll aim for a little bit lower on the board. Almost. Just at the... Okay. Is that where it went? Maybe that's where the last one went. I'm gonna go searching for it. Don't see it. Okay, so it probably didn't come back here. There might be a limit on how many times you could throw it. That or it just disappeared. All right, I'm gonna aim way up high. I think that made it. I think that made it. We're gonna count that, and if I didn't make it, then I will retire from the NBA. But so far, I'm about to get a new contract, $40 million probably per... Wait, there's a basketball. Okay, we found it. I have no idea how I got over here, but we're gonna make this one too. Aim it way up high. Okay, that one didn't make it. I wish they would add nets to this if you placed it in your base. That would make it pretty fun. But while we wait for more raids to happen, let's go get some more traps, just in case we might not have enough. But I think we might have enough. All right, we didn't find a gold chest, but we did find a mythic chest. Not sure what I need out of it. I'll take some kunai though, not bad. Not sure where I'll use it, because for right now, we have enough defense on our base. Deer is hungry tonight though, so we're gonna camp it out up here. All right, we're getting raided tonight, but I haven't found any more traps yet. All right, so I'm pretty sure the cultists always spawn when you get near the base, and I just saw 3 health bars go down right there. So we have 3 left, or 4 left actually. Cultists are coming in as well. Now these two got stuck. Probably because they were aggroed on me. But if we just lead them through like this, there we go. We're good. We also did get a Gem of the Forest fragment. That I think I just got stuck. And a microwave. I think I can get the microwave like this. But the Gem of the Forest fragment I think is genuinely stuck. I have a genius idea though. If I take my other two and if I place them right here and I make a 3, that should be bigger to grab, or I just wasted all of them. Yep, I think I just wasted all of them. Or the hammer should be able to pick it up though. I say should, but it doesn't look like it will. So if the cultists are brave enough, they can grab my forest gem fragments and, well, that is if they make it out alive. All right, I just realized I had one more Gem of the Forest fragment. So I'm gonna make the bold move and see if I place all 4 of them. Maybe then it'll be big enough for me to pick up. Let's see, is there any 1 pixel we can see? Don't think so. So we might have to wait for these traps to start breaking, but then again, this front trap hasn't even broken yet. Or maybe there was one ahead of it, but I don't think so. So I think this might just be stuck here, but not too big of a deal. We are here to just see how well the base works. And honestly, I might wait just a few more raids and we're gonna be good. But while we wait for these raids, let's figure out what we can do with all of our furniture. For the green rug, we're gonna have that be the player's field for our basketball hoops right here. If anything though, it looks like a white rug now. We do have a table, so we'll set up a table in the back corner here, very nice and cozy. We have a thin table, so we're gonna set that up back here, and I'm gonna try to stack my oil barrels on it. We're just gonna see how this works. We're gonna do 3, and then we're gonna stack the 2 up on top of it, just like this, and then just like this. So there we go. We don't have one more though, so maybe I'll have to go find one, but for now, it does look pretty nice. And the fuel canister we'll put right next to it. Got a magnolia. I think we do have a few flowers, so I'm gonna pick up all the flowers, and we're gonna try to figure out where to put them. But I did forget about the most important part of this base. To make it really the most deadliest base in the game, we need to have Kevin outside guarding it. Now you may not know, but Kevin is actually a deadly assassin with 4,000 confirmed kills, probably all over the world and a few on Mars. He's the most deadly bodyguard known to man, and so we're gonna have a nice little chair for him as well if he wants to take a break. But when the cultists do come by, Kevin will absolutely karate chop all of them and probably give them a few splinters before they even make it into the trap right here. Now for our flowers, we're gonna place some around the table right here. And then for our amaryllis, let's place that as a nice flower for anyone who makes it inside the base. A nice little decoration for them to see. Blue signpost for Kraken Kid. We do have quite a few hedgerows, but I'm not sure what we can do with them. So I might just put them back here as a little forest area. Start out with the hedgerow intersections. We'll put a regular hedgerow to fit right here. And then there we go. We have a nice shrubbery area back here. Not sure why I would go back here, but I do need to place those down. I do want to place everything. We do have another wooden table as well, so we're going to place that right here. We also do have some camping chairs, and we are getting raided tonight, so that's perfect. Camping chairs, we're going to put that around the fire. Actually, you know what? We're going to have these be the audience seats for each game between the Kraken Kid and the Dino Kid, and hopefully they don't get hit in the face with a basketball. We're also going to place our fences and trellises on the farm back here. Nothing too crazy though. And there we go. We have a tiny little area back here for our farm. And lastly, we have some wooden stools and a purple rug. For purple rug, we'll put that in front of the Koala Kids tent. And for the stools, we're going to put 2 on each table. Put a seat here. Actually, that is a little awkward with the table leg being there. So we're going to have it be more diagonal. And then for right here, put these on the side. All right, not bad. That should be all of our furniture now. And I do have the location of all 3 basketballs, so everything's going good. Now, what I also want to do is make some shelving. I want to make 2. One of them we'll put right here, and we'll use that for our bandages and med kits. So we'll put the bandages first, and then our med kits. But for this second shelf, I do want to see if this will work. We could put it back here, and we'll see if the okay, good. The basketballs go on the shelf. It's kind of like when I was in elementary school, and we had a bucket full of balls, and you had to be lucky to get the good ball, because I'm pretty sure there were just some balls in there that were completely flat. The teachers just did not care. Play with a flat ball. Go have fun, Timmy. Now, it is kind of hard to get them to stay on the shelf because they do hit each other when you place them. So I think what I want to do is if I put it right above the shelf, it should just bounce on it and stay up top. All right, that should be good. Might roll off. I think it will. Okay, rolled off. It is a little hard to get these things on here, but at least we do not use literal flat balls. I do hear the traps going off though. So let's see. That guy died instantly. I think we got 2 more coming around the corner. There we go. Still working. The piles are getting taller. Don't think that's it though. I didn't see a cultist gem drop. I don't see where there he is. Okay, he did go through and he did end up dying, and we did get a Gem of the Forest fragment that we can actually pick up. So now back to trying to place these basketballs. They do seem to spin because I'm not holding it. I'm not spinning it. I'm not moving it. I'm just letting go of my left click, but they do still seem to spin. Just needed to stop moving. That's all I needed to do. There we go. Wait, I think we got it. As long as it doesn't knock off the other one. There we go. Okay, basketballs are finally shelved. Peltrator is back today. He's got nothing, so he's just staring at my base. That's pretty cool. But with that, we could pretty much just keep waiting for the raids, and our base is pretty much complete. For a quick tour, we do have our seating and eating area over here. We have the 4 kids' tents, basketball court right here with our own shelving for the basketballs, another hoop right here for the most dangerous game of basketball if you want to play it or if you just want to free shoot. We have our oil barrels and fuel. We have our bandages and med kit, crafting area over here, tiny little farm, and our garden area. Not a bad base. Oh, and I also forgot to mention the 17,000 traps leading into the base. So let's wait a little bit longer and we'll see how many raids we want to go through. But so far, I shouldn't be touched. This should be pretty much an AFK base at this point. Well, I was planning on waiting for more raids, but we did lose connection. But still was a pretty good base. So let me know what you think of it down in the comments. Rate it 1 to 10. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button and click on this video right here. Today, I'm going to be building the biggest base in 99 Nights in the Forest. You may not have used these before, but in the crafting bench, when you hit level 3, you can craft torches, which when placed down, which I'm not going to do exactly right now, will expand the circle of your base out even further. And you could place a total of 10 torches, which will take 60 wood and 60 scrap. But first, let's go get the fire to max level. Oh, no way. I just found a mythic chest out of nowhere. Let me get the chainsaw out of this. Okay, tactical. I will take that. That'll help us for the stronghold. At least it's not the riot shield. Anything but the riot shield, and I'm okay with whatever it is. All right, this should be enough to get us to level 6. There we go. So now we have the largest possible circle without using torches. But before making this the biggest base ever, we're gonna build a wall. Then after placing 5 torches, another wall. And then finally, when we have the biggest size possible, another wall made out of trees, which is gonna take so long to get. So let's first start out with our very first wall, which is gonna be out of the wood rain storages. You can craft as many of these as you want. So I think I made about 6 right there. Gonna place them facing this way, kind of like this. We're gonna go all the way around in a circle, and that way when anyone wants to come in the base, they're gonna be stuck doing this. They literally can't get over it, especially because the slope is this way. So I can go out, but they can't come in. But before we finish building this wall, I'm gonna go get the first kid because I do want to have all 4 kids for this base. There we go. We got the key. Drop it in. Also, quick tip, if you're a solo player with bad internet, kind of like me, how I disconnect sometimes, have your alt sit in the game and feed him a stew every once in a while. Because then when you reconnect, you can just join right back, and although you'll lose some stuff, you won't lose your run. But this should be the first kid right here. There we go. I can go get the second kid hopefully before the next day. All right, got the second key. I might even be able to get the third kid before the end of the day. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Take this alpha wolf pelt too for the trader. All right, we have the second kid. Gonna place the kid next to the tent area for where the second kid's tent is usually placed. That way I can make sure it places down and it doesn't glitch. Now let's see if we can get the third kid before the end of the day. Night is approaching, so we don't have too long. Oh no, the deer's here. I have to hope this tack can one-shot a bear. He's a little slower than me just because it is a very early day. Oh, it doesn't one-shot. Oh well, it's pretty close, I'm not gonna lie. If I can I got the key. Now if I wrap around these trees, he should be too slow. Got stuck on the tree too. Put the key in, put the key in. Get down here into the room. He can't touch me in here. No way he can. All right, I should be good. So we're not going to make it back to the base, but we are somewhat safe in here. It's just we'll get a wolf spawn probably. Yep, there's a wolf. Yo, dude. No. That's not fair. That's not fair. All right, if you fit through that door, I am uninstalling this game, even though it is quite literally a game that's played on servers. Oh, there we go. Got a strong axe. No, dude. My heart dropped. My heart dropped. I'm about to die though. I need food. Well, Robux always come in handy. Okay, we got our stuff back. We gotta now continue actually building the base. But I do think I want to get the 4th kid first. If we have all 4 kids, we can start placing down furniture, which is what I really want to do. We'll place the 3rd kid near where the tent is. Perfect. There we go. Got another legendary. I don't have that many coins though, so we're just gonna buy one of those and a trellis. Those are always useful. And then I'm gonna go loot the stronghold. That way we can get a lot more coins. There we go. First, clear the stronghold. We have about 85 85 coins. There we go. Chainsaw, first try. We're going to need that, especially for the very outer wall where I'm going to need a ton of saplings. I'm going to go get the fourth kid now. That way our base will be complete, at least on the inside, enough so where we can add furniture. And then after that, we're going to have to get so much scrap, but just for all the walls that we need to build. Also got a defense blueprint. I'll take one of those. There we go. Get the kid. Also got a med kit. We'll need that. Fourth kid is officially in the base. We also have all our pelts here ready for the pelt trader. And now we can start decorating. We do have two light things. One of them being an arch and one of them being kind of like two poles together. So we're going to give them to both of the girls. Second kid will get this one. And the fourth kid will get this one. And the lightning rod is in the way. So there we go. All right, that looks nice. They have some lights to their tents. And we do need to go get more scrap now because I do want to finish that wall. That'll help a ton with raids, and especially because my alt account, he's sitting right here. I literally have to come save him every time there's a raid. There is the pelt trader. So we're going to pick up everything in reverse order. Wolf pelt. I'll take a spear. Sir? Sir? Sir, are you okay? I didn't see what happened, man. Sir? Okay, there we go. He's back. We got the strong flashlight. And then finally for the bear pelt, we'll take the iron armor. That was pretty useful, not gonna lie. Hey, you get away from him. Hey, you stay back. That is my son. I don't know. It's my alt account, man. All right, there we go. Raid is complete. We are safe. And we have a ton of scrap to maybe finish the wall. Just maybe. All right, let's see if I have enough. Probably not, but we're gonna get a huge chunk done. Gonna have to take this wall in a little bit as it is going on a lake. So we're about maybe halfway done, slightly under halfway done now. Still have to get so much scrap though. Furniture trader is back though. We have enough coins to buy, I think, everything. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Yep, we have a decent amount left over too. All right, let's start placing some furniture. We could put a blue rug at the front and the back of the blue tent. That'll look a little nice. We have a green camping chair that doesn't really fit anywhere per se. So I'm gonna put that as a little work chair. Well, I have 3 of them. So I mean, we could put them around here, have them as little chairs to cozy up by the fire. Then for the yellow camping chair will be a porch chair for Squid Kid. For the blue camping chair will be a porch chair for the Kraken Kid, which actually we have 2 of them. So I'm going to do one of these, and we have 2 yellow chairs as well. So I'm going to do one of these. Then we have some trellises. We're going to save those because I'm not sure what I want to do with the farm yet. Maybe I want to finish the wall first. I do want to fix it a little bit. This does look a little awkward. So to do that, we're gonna go down to the anvil here and make ourselves a hammer. All right, we've got the anvil set up. Oh, and we're just raining literal cats and dogs today. Okay, we need 5 scrap, 5 logs. I have the 5 scrap right here, I'm pretty sure. This should count. Yep, all 5. And then logs are just right outside. Get a few of these trees. Oh wow, 5 logs from 1 tree. I will take that. And it'll start crafting. And we'll take that. We got the hammer now. All right, furniture trader back in town. What you got for me, sir? I will literally just buy out your entire stock if you don't mind. Oh, there we go. This is gonna give us a ton of scrap right here. Oh no, the deer, he can't walk through those doors, can he? No, I don't want to wait around and find out. I'm going back here. No way, 2 car engines right next to each other. That's exactly what we need. Another one back here. Oh yeah, the deer did get in. I see him right there. Not opening this door. Yo, why are there so many alpha wolves inside the house? Dude, did you not read the doormat? No wolves inside the house. I'm kidding right now, dude. I gotta get out of here. Why are there 3 of them? What is this? This is a bad dream. I'm getting out of here, man. Okay, it's daytime. We're good. That was a little not to my liking. All right, if I could take this guy out, I think that's the last of them. All right, we got another building. Not gonna loot it now, though. Good to know for later. All right, just a casual 83 scrap. That should be enough to finish the wall, hopefully before we die. I'm gonna drop all my furniture real quick. See if we can craft this stuff pretty fast. All right, that might be enough. Gotta place this fast. All right, we're not gonna make it in time, but we added to it, definitely. Only have this little small section open. Dude, no way. I can hit them through the wall too. That's perfect. Let's see. Okay. Oh, whoa. Hey, hit me back. That's not fair. That's actually not fair, bro. All right, let's finish this first wall. Almost there. We're on our last 2. And there we go. The entire base is now surrounded. And if I want to get in on my own, just squeeze through this one sideways. There we go. I did build 1 extra, but I'm going to use that to hold some saplings because I'm about to get 3,000 saplings from this thing right here. It's the most satisfying thing you'll ever see, but it's the most painful thing to ever clean up in the world. No idea what's going on. I just hear noises and then I move around randomly. Okay, yeah, no idea where I'm gonna... I think I'll just put this wood in the fire. I literally don't need it. Actually, I'm gonna put it in the crafting table. Don't know what I'm gonna need in the future. All right, we're gonna store the saplings back here. Oh, there we go. Just hit day 99 as well. All right, now I'm gonna place some of the incredible amount of furniture that I have. Trellises, we're gonna sort over here. All of the fences we'll put in a pile like this next to the beds. We'll use those later. Get this one, this one, this one. Just pick those up and put these over here. There we go. So we have a red rug. We can put the rug similarly to how we did for the blue tent. One in back, one in front. And then what I want to do is put one on the side, kind of far off, like it's got to be parallel to the tent-ish. Like that. Then I'm gonna pick up this blue one using the hammer, and we're gonna do the same thing right here. And I'll show you why. Because we need to take these beds and move them to each of the tents. But the thing is, I do need the giant bed for the blue one. I just need more scrap. Place down these last bits of furniture, like the bookshelf, which is gonna be behind the bed. Gotta make it line up like this. Same thing for over here. Boom, perfect. Then for a green signpost, I think we're gonna put that somewhere near our farm, because green means vegetables. I'm also gonna stuff this full of all the saplings we have, just because I'm not trying to break down the trees and replant them. I'm gonna go get other trees that are on the map, but we already have a decent collection. I also do need to move some of this stuff that's in the way, like this, and okay, that's not what I wanted. We'll pick it up, pick up the light. Can we not? Okay, there we go. We can pick up the light. Wait, there we go. Okay, it's kind of hard to pick up, but we got it. So we're gonna move it, I guess, outside here. That's the best spot, really. I don't want it inside the base. For the boost pad, I think I am gonna make a door somewhere. We're gonna make a door right here, so you could literally just boost right out of the place. And then what I'm gonna do is pick up this, and then we'll put all of our defensive blueprints around this door, so that even if people try to come through, they'll most likely die. Gonna put this here for more saplings, because we're probably gonna need that. Furniture trader is also back. Whoa, deer trophy. I haven't seen this before. I'm gonna get it. This is about to be a cool base. But we do have a red bean bag, so we're gonna put that. Can't put it in the tent, but I can put it pretty far in the tent, like that. That looks pretty cool. I have another red bean bag. We're gonna put that on the side here so that it'll be next to the bed. We have another yellow camping chair. Dude, you don't need any more camping chairs. So I guess we could put it behind for now. Maybe this will be like, I don't know, his private reading chair. Purple camping chair, that's easy. Put one here and one here, like little front porch chairs. We also have some log benches. I think we could just add those to be around the fire, kind of like this. Wait a second. Oh, dude, everything just got in the base. I gotta move my alt account with my finger. Hold up, move out the way. Come here. No, I'm the one you want. I'm the one you want. You don't want him. You don't want him. I promise you don't want him. I'm the one you want. I'm the guy who's been raiding your guys' stronghold. Okay, there's so many people here. I'm gonna stand up top. Shoot down these guys. Get this guy. Not all of them yet. Okay, I need to put defenses around that door. Like now. They all got in 1 second. There we go. That is all of them. Now let me put down these defense blueprints. So what do we have? We have a spikes. We have barbed wire. And we have more barbed wire. We're gonna start out with the spikes, which we can place perfectly in between like this. Now we could do the same thing, I think 2 more times in this little gap, and there's 3 of them all right here. Perfect. But because we have a lot more of these barbed wire, we're gonna put them... Oh wait, I can't even place them down. We'll wait till I expand the base. We'll do that then. All right, we have a ton of scrap now. We can build the rest of the torches we need, at least for the first stage, which we're gonna place only 5, and then the rest of the 5 when we have our second wall done. And you know what? I'm gonna place it like right here for a light, and then we'll do the same thing over here for a light, just back up to the side. And then for these, we'll put them next to the farm, kind of by the corners like this. But now our circle doesn't just reach out to the shelves, but much farther, which is where we're gonna build our second wall. And we're gonna build this second wall using shelves. So if I can't get too close to the line, we can build one here, and then I guess for this side, we'll start building the other ones right here. And then we'll loop it all the way around, and we'll have 2 total walls. I can also place my defensive blueprints now, where I'll put them kind of like overlapping where they meet in the middle, just so that anybody who wants to get in this base is gonna have a very hard time. We're also gonna put a couple right here. If I can get them in the gap, like one here and one right here as well. I'm also gonna fix the positioning of this one. It's not really... Wait, I have another defensive blueprint? Oh, dude, I guess I'm gonna save this one for the tree wall. Didn't know I had that. I'm in a very tense situation right now. now. I need my med kit. Dude, the deer is going Mach 17 on me. Maybe I can get him stuck on this wall. Okay, he should be stuck on the wall now. Okay, now I just need to survive these animals. There's so many of them, though. Can't go too far to the sides or the deer is gonna finally reach me. Can't go too far away or the deer will respawn. But we should be good. 10 more. There's another wolf. And there's 2 wolves. Can't go too far away. Don't want him to despawn. 3 seconds. Okay, we're good. There we go. That was a little close. Got another base over here as well. That should give us a ton of scrap. All right, we're getting raided tonight. I'm excited to see if the deer is going to eat me or not. Okay, we're good. The raid literally saved me. But I'm excited to see whether or not our new entryway is going to work out. Also, quick tip, get the deer stuck on trees kind of like that if he's hungry or if he's running fast. Because that way, you'll have extra time to run around places. No way. I think I'm seeing them all die. Dude, I literally see the health bars just depleting. Look at this. Yeah, I need to get this piece of iron armor to my alt account just because I do not want him to die. Let me put it on real quick. There we go. Dude, they're literally just here. I can't even pick them up. All right, now that we have a ton of scrap, we can make a bunch of these shelves. Probably gonna use half my scrap, go place them, and then use the other half because my inventory is getting full. Probably have like 30 items, maybe more. But let's start placing them. No way. I just found 2 facilities and another building with a mythic chest in it right next to each other. Dude, this is the best possible, I don't know, RNG seed, whatever you want to call it. And there's 2 cakes here, so I can instantly heal myself. All right, let's take the bandage. We're gonna need that. Eat these cakes. Why not? Bandage. Take that too. Mythic chest. No idea what could be in here. Maybe thorn armor. That's what I want. Kunai aren't bad. I'll put that over here. I guess I could use it for some ammo. Oh, there's a deer and a lightning strike, of course. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. I shouldn't have walked in here. Oh, dude. I'm literally parkouring to get. Oh, dude. Medkit right now. Yes. Okay. I'm medkitted. Get in here. Get in here. You do not walk through windows. You stay back. I am hiding in this corner. I'm not moving till it's dead. Don't you come to the door. Don't you gain intelligence on me now. Yes. Stay there. Please stay there or I'm gonna die. Dude, I actually was like 3 seconds away from dying right there. My health. No. You can look in here, but you're not entering. Okay? We have a deal. You can poke your horns through the wall all you want. Break physics. All right. Finally. That was a close call. Oh, you've got to be kidding me, man. There's like 17 of these guys, bro. I'm glad they don't know how to jump for some reason. I'm so glad I got these kunai too. All right, we took out all the cultists finally. Now we can loot. All right, we only have a minute left at daytime. I need to loot this as fast as possible. Oil barrel, I need that to relight the fire. All right, I've got 20 seconds. I'm out of here. I didn't get all the loot, but I got a good portion of it. Campfire's out of fuel. I don't even really know where I'm going. I think this is the right way. I'm gonna put my bandages towards the front of my inventory. That way I know I can grab them quickly. I have a ton of them too. I hear the deer. Wait, he's at the base. Yeah, that's because, oh no, he's killing my alt account, but he might not kill it all the way because I'm pretty sure he's gonna unspawn. Oh wait, no, there's a wolf killing me. Never mind. Okay, we at least found the base. That's good. Yep, alt is dead. But if I can just get back inside the base, these guys probably gonna die. Okay, not yet. If I just put all my stuff here and get it, there we go. Fire is relit. That's all we needed. All we needed. Now kunai, get rid of this alpha wolf. There we go. Revive my alt account. Gonna be crafting an oil drill. Costs a lot of scrap, but we need it badly. Gonna put it right here. Well, at least the wall's working pretty nicely. I think I can hit them through it too, so that's very easy. I think these are the last 2 right here. Just hit them through the wall. Yep, that's all of them. All right, here's our furniture trader. I have almost 300 coins, dude. I'm just buying out everything you got, man. All right, we have another fairy light double, so we're gonna put that right behind the Kraken kid stand. I also need to move this rug. This is off center. Gonna put a purple signpost back here. There we go. The rug is a little bit more centered. We have a blue signpost. Put that right here. And then we'll put the fairy lights just like that. Have a purple pillow. See if we could fit this in the behind of the tent. Almost. We'll just put it like that. Looks very nice. All right. We got a bunch more scrap. This might be enough to finish out the wall. Yeah, we only got like a quarter of it left. All right. Looks like we're gonna need just a tiny bit more. Maybe like 6 more scrap. Furniture trader is back today. 260 coins. I will take everything you've got, my good sir. Thank you very much. All right. This is definitely enough. I'm gonna make 3 shelves just in case. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make 2. Won't take too long to get a third. Right here. Yep, 2 is all I'll need. And, well, actually, no, I'm gonna put a third just in case because I don't want anyone slipping through. And there we go. 2 walls, 100% complete. I might get rid of these doors later. We'll see. But now it is time for the last 5 torches. We have the first one here. We have 3 more, but I need 3 more scrap to get 1 last torch. So I'm gonna go try to find that as fast as possible. Oh, there we go. Right there, 3 scrap. Dude, this base is huge. Like, this actually looks cool. I do need to declutter this place, but we will do that. This base will be pristine condition by the end of this video. But now for... Wait, what? Oh, I had an extra torch in my inventory. I didn't even see that. But let's add our final 5 torches. So we'll put 1 right here, and we'll do the same thing on this side of this bookshelf. Then we'll put some more by the farm, just like this. And then our final one right here. And now if we go look at the circle, it's got even bigger. We'll have a 3rd layer wall right here, all made out of trees. And speaking of trees, I have a ton of wood that I'm gonna put into the fire. All right, fill up these with the last bit of saplings, where I have so many that it's lagging my game. I think this might be enough to build the final wall. So we're gonna get a full 25 sack of them and just go and plant them. All right, just 1 by 1. Nothing too fancy, otherwise this would take forever. Okay, this is interesting. We're gonna go around this side of the lake. A full 25 sack got me that much of the circle. I might not have enough. All right, grab another 25. Almost done with this right side already. All right, let's use up all the saplings on the right side. Make sure we're not missing any. Then we can take from the left as well. All right, another 25. Yeah, definitely not gonna have enough, but this was a very huge help. Can't necessarily see the circle back here, so I'm gonna go to where I can see the circle. Oh wait, I can't even see the circle at all over here. Okay, well, we're gonna start from over here and we'll fill in what we can, probably by eye. And let's grab another 25. Oh, I'm about to run out. All right, we got a decent bit of the circle done. We have this little arc right here. Then we didn't plant over here because I can't see the circle exactly. And we have another pretty big arc on this side, but still nowhere near to being done. So we're gonna have to grind out saplings. Oh, nah. No, thank you, my good sir. All right, we're good. That was close though. What the what? Yo, how did you do that? Bro, it's Houdini. This might be bad. My phone just ran out of battery. Furniture traders back in town. Take this, 2 of these, some of these. Oh, wow. 3 fairy light singles. Bro is spoiling me today. There are so many things around my base. We have like 15,000 saplings, 10,000 people. I genuinely need to clean up this base. All right, I've done a decent job of cleaning up. Can't get these pieces of meat here. So, oh, wait, okay, I got 1. Maybe I can get the other one like that. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, never mind. So we've cleaned up a lot of the base, and we're very close to having this sapling wall finished. We just need to go and get a bunch more. Furniture traders back. Not even gonna look at anything. Just gonna keep clicking the green button until it goes away. There we go. Just about to finish the tree wall. Make sure these are very nice. There we go. The tree wall is now in place. We just have to plant it. So I'm gonna beat this quick raid and then plant these saplings, and then we're gonna clean up the base because it is messy. All right, raid has been beat. Let's plant all of these saplings now. Fix up these 3 real quick though. All right, and let's start. Just spamming the key as fast as I can so I could do this while walking without pausing. So far, no saplings haven't planted yet. This is looking good. I'm worried about some saplings that are on elevated ground that sometimes don't plant. Yeah. Oh, we have a problem here. All these ones up top, they're not gonna plant. We're gonna have to figure out a way around it. I'm also lagging out a bit. All right, there we go. We have planted almost all of it. We're gonna have to figure out how to fix the rest over here. Could we plant them here? Okay, they plant right there. So we're gonna have to make a little go around right here with these saplings, just like this. So we're gonna have to go get a few more. But while we wait for daytime, I'm gonna clean up a bit around the base. Oh, there we go. A lot of it's already planted, and this looks huge compared to the last base I built. Like, actually insane the difference. All right, we have enough saplings now. Let's plant these, and hopefully they'll all grow by the next day if we plant them right now. All right, this looks good to me. Plant all of these. There we go. Okay, we should have a fully grown wall very soon. So now let's clean up the interior of the base to look as good as possible. Dude, this is actually insane how I could barely see the end of my own base right now. That is insane. Deer's hungry tonight. He ain't getting nothing. Even if he didn't care about light and fire and heat, and actually, I don't know about heat, but even if he didn't care about light anymore, he ain't getting in. So I'm gonna use the hammer and I'm gonna pick up pretty much everything except for what surrounds the kids' tent and even the oil drill. Actually, how close is that? We could pick that a blast. I don't know if I want to pick up the torches. If if I pick up the torches, maybe the base shrinks. So I'm going to do that one at a time later. All right, I think we have most things picked up. Let's just drop it all right back here. And we're going to place things as we go. We have so much stuff. I'm going to eat the rest of these carrots. But there we go. Our wall is now 90% complete. I don't think anything on planet Earth or the moon could get in here. See, I don't even see the moon. It doesn't want to see. Oh, well, is that that's probably the sun. Yeah, that's okay. Never mind. So let's see where I want to put things. We have a defense blueprint right here. So I might just put that on a door right here. All right, we'll put our defensive blueprint. Has to be somewhat inside the oh wow, has to be really far inside. I think I have an idea for that though. I could go out and get a few more saplings and have a row of them coming in here. Plant one there, and then they'll continue on like a hallway all the way in. Yeah, okay, we're doing that's yeah, that sounds really cool. I do need to place my map and all that back though, because I can't even see the map anymore. There it is. We're gonna place that, I guess, right near the exit. That'd be a nice spot. And then the compass and sundial will also go near the edge right here. So we have a little bit symmetrical of useful stuff as you leave the base. No way. I don't even think I see a single cultist. Oh, there's one. No idea how. Are you guys jumping over the trees? Or are they jumping through the trees too? I think I saw both. We might need to go get more saplings to fill in some of these gaps. They literally jumped right through. And we can't be having that. We need this to actually be the most secure base, not just to look like it. Yeah, look, this guy got through. Okay, this is not perfect yet. Yep, more of them just got in as well. I'm about to die. Medkit immediately. Okay, we're good. Dude, these raids, I think that's it. There's a cultist gem right here. All right, we're gonna have to go get a bunch more saplings because we do have some gaps. Although very small, we do need to fill them in. Furniture traders here as well. I will take your entire stock, my good sir. Thank you very much. All right, we have more saplings. I'm gonna fill in the gaps, kind of like here and here. I see these are big gaps, tiny gaps. I think I'm gonna leave. All right, we filled in a bunch of gaps. I will need more saplings for the rest of these. This is a straight up door right here. Wow, okay, we gotta fix that. And now I'm gonna make the doorway with some saplings, just like this, like a line coming in. All right, we have a nice little hallway coming in now. Gonna go get more saplings to fill the gaps. Day 351, man. This is taking quite a while, but it is going to be worth it to see the final result, especially with all the furniture, man. I'm gonna make the most pristine base ever. I have 350 days worth of furniture. All right, the big gaps should be filled in. Now we're gonna finish our hallway into the base. Almost there. So close to being done. Furniture trader's also back in town, so we'll go see him and get some trees around them. There he is. All right, bought everything from the furniture trader again. We do have one small problem. There's a rock in the way. I don't know. Can I plant on a rock? I can't even tell. If I put it up here. Okay, you can plant on a rock. That's good to know. I don't know how that works. This thing is like totally waterless, but whatever, it's fine. Gonna have to narrow in the hallway a little bit because the shelf is in the way. All right, that is the hallway planted. I have 10 more saplings, so I'm gonna go fill in some small gaps. All of our big gaps just finished growing, I think. Okay, now that everything is planted, let's clean up and place all of our furniture. The first thing I want to do is sort all of this because it is a lot. All right, these are all sorted out into piles pretty much. We're gonna go look at these as well. You know, I'm gonna just pick them up and then we'll drop them to sort them. All right, we have everything sorted out into piles. I'm gonna start out with the farm. I do have to remove these torches though, so that might be a little bit of an issue. We'll see what happens. It's not gonna destroy my base, I don't think. Well, just to be safe, we'll do it 3 at a time. So we'll pick up this one, and this one, and then we'll place them like back here together somewhere so that they're out of the way. There we go. So now let's do our farm. And I think I already have somewhat of an idea of what I want to do. There we go. We have wooden fences out in the front and trellises where you can't really see anyway, like the crafting bench and the back of this wall here. We have a nice little table to prepare our food. So for example, pick up 3 carrots and turn it into a stew. We can just take it out, place it on the table, and eat. There you go. Or you can keep it here for later, whatever you want. It's gonna get rained on. It's gonna taste disgusting, but at least you can keep it on the table. So now that we have the farm mostly done, I'll figure out what to do with these later. Maybe I could expand the farm a little bit. Okay, this actually looks a little bit better, and we have room for more farm plots as well. So we're gonna place those right in here and right in here. A little cramped, but it does look a little bit nicer having more shape to it. We have another red beanbag. I mean, dude, this guy's just gonna have beanbag galore back here. All right, that works. Yo, nah. I didn't sign up for this. I did not this is the most secure base in the game, and now the deer is becoming sentient. Dude, what was that? I hope that was just the deer glitching out because he had no idea what to do. My base was too big. I don't know. That was weird. And then the green signpost, we'll put that in front of the farm as like a sign for we make food here. All right, we have 5 stools, 4 chairs. I think we're gonna pair these like this. Dinner by the garden, dude. We straight up beat out Olive Garden with Carrot Garden, dude. You literally get to watch the chef cook your meal, prepare it on the table, and bring it out to you and serve it, bro. All right, this is looking good. All right, got a nice little table going there. Now we'll have some lights behind it to add a little bit of scenery. Maybe not scenery, but mood lighting. I don't know. Very, very nice lighting I want to add. There you go. Nice table by Carrot Garden. Perfect. Oh, I have an idea. Oh, we are turning this into a full-blown restaurant. We're gonna have one more table over here and one table maybe right, trying to get that perfect triangle right here. Then we have to be very conscious of where we put these seats. They have to be facing the garden because otherwise the customers won't get their view. All right, and this one will be a table for 2. Just like that, we have our own restaurant, Carrot Garden. $15 breadsticks if you'd like some. Or we have free carrot cake. Take your pick. Now I have a bunch of camping chairs. I want to put them around the fire. I feel like that would be pretty nice. Just have an array of colors of camping chairs. We got red, we got green, we got purple, we got blue, some more red right here, some green, and another red one if I can place it there. Perfect. Got a lot of camping chairs. Get nice and toasty by the fire. I love this restaurant, dude. I would eat here. I would eat here. I don't care if you're growing the carrots right in front of me. I would eat here. This is amazing, dude. I'm almost out of furniture too. We have some defensive blueprints, which I do want to add to the front. Like that, we got a barbed wire. Then we can have 3 rows of spikes like this, and then finish it off with one more barbed wire like this. I like this. Now I'm gonna go get my scrap for the giant bed. Yo, get out. Get out. Bro, some people just don't know how to listen. Dude, this is working perfectly. They're super low health, just walking right in. Yep, there we go. Just one shot. Dude, that's all of them. That was the easiest raid of my life. What a beautiful base. What an absolutely beautiful base. Just impenetrable fortress unless you have an axe or a chainsaw. It would be so satisfying to cut this all down, but I do not want to do that. But now we have enough scrap for the giant bed. Place it down right there. We have a blue pillow. Can't put that on top. Maybe I'll put it at the edge or something, like a reading spot if he wants to. We have another blue beanbag, bro. All right, you're getting as many beanbags as the Dino Kid, I believe. Yeah, the Dino Kid. All right, there you go. Got as many beanbags as the Dino Kid. We also have our nightstand, which we're gonna have to move these beanbags for. Put it right there. And now we have the beanbags all around it. This is a very nice bedroom. I would kill to have these as a kid. We also have our deer trophy. I forgot about this thing. We could have it right here in front of the Dino Kid's tent. Dude, it's like a little trophy outside somebody's house that you could have. That does not look good at all. So I think what we're gonna do is move this to some other place. I wish this bed was purple. I wish they had a purple bed. They need to change one of the beds to purple, or more specifically the good bed, just so that all the kids can have their own bed. You know what? It's gonna be a green bed. It's gonna be for the break room at Carrot Garden. If you're working at Carrot Garden and you're done with your 13-hour shift, you can rest 5 minutes before your next 13-hour shift behind the Carrot Garden, where the customers are gonna watch you sleep. I think this is a fantastic idea. All right, let's do the base tour. Starting out front, we have our massive wall of trees that you cannot get through except through this door, where we have several lines of defenses, where you could see we have our utilities like our map, our compass, our sundial, and even our boost pad to get out there fast. Then we have the 4 kids tents. We have the koala kids tent, which has lights in the back, lights in the front, 2 porch chairs, little signpost to match the color, pillows all around. Then we have the squid kids tent, yellow porch chairs in the front, 1 in the back because he likes to look ominous. Then we have his little bed right here with a chair that hurts pretty bad if you sit on it more than 5 seconds. But over here we have the Dino Kid kid's tent. We have his own bed, bookshelf, rug, 2 torches in the back, nightstand, beanbag chairs, deer trophy. Legend says it that the Dino Kid actually once stole the deer's lunch money, which is how he won this trophy, and I totally didn't buy it for him in the furniture trader shop. But then lastly, we have the Kraken kid's tent, 2 beanbags, pillow, nightstand, bed, bookshelf, rug, 2 chairs, beanbag in the back. We're gonna be attacked tonight. That sucks. But very nice tents for all 4 of the kids. They're living luxury out here. We've been here for more than a year, almost a year and a half. Day 449. They're living very nice now. Then we have our campfire, default with every single camp, with multicolored camping chairs that you can sit in, get warm, roast some marshmallows, whatever you feel like. Crafting bench over here, fairly standard, with your very own camping chair as your work seat. You can get done pretty much anything you want. And considering that your feet are closer to the bench than your hands, you're gonna have to learn how to use them. But this is the perfect time to demonstrate just how powerful the inner line of defense is here. Just watch as the deer walks right towards me and then runs away. See, it worked. It worked perfectly. See? But with the raiders that are coming in, barely alive, all I have to do is shoot 1 bullet and they drop down. Full raid done in like 30 seconds. But there are some not so pretty things that I included in the base. For example, we have a front lightning rod, and if we come all the way to the back, we have a back lightning rod, because this base is pretty big. This should cover everything. But for the main attraction, I think, of the entire base, we have a new restaurant, Carrot Garden. We have 3 tables here, seating for 4, seating for 3, seating for 2. We got torch lighting. We got some nice lights in the back. Nice lights as you enter into our very professional and totally not growing our food out of the ground kitchen, where you have barrels of I don't know what's in there. You have your very own crock pot. If you're waiting for your food to cook, just go ahead and sit down. Or if you've already worked a 13-hour shift, you are welcome to take a 5-minute break on this very bed right here, where the customers get to watch you sleep. Now, if that isn't the best restaurant idea in the world, then I don't know what is. But for our last item, we have the oil drill, which is all the way back here. That'll send the oil barrels into this little pond right here, just so that we can have them stack up and won't have to have them clutter our base. But with that, that's the entire base tour. Look at how huge this base is. 3 walls and a line of defense leading to a choke point here, making raids almost automatic. And it's so big that you can barely see the other side of it. I genuinely think this is one of my best, no, my absolute best project yet. This is beautiful. So thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video right here. Because the fishing update is now here, I can build one of the coolest bases in the game. I'm gonna be building the biggest food base, where I'm gonna have 3 walls. One with the max level fire ring, the second where we have 5 torches expanding the base, and the third where we have 10 torches expanding the base, all with different types of food. Now, you just saw it, but I have no idea what we're gonna do with this base yet. I'm not sure which food we're gonna put in which ring, but I do know it's gonna look very cool. Now, I did just realize though, I'm playing the fisherman. Instead of playing the fisherman, I'm actually gonna play the farmer. That way we can get a ton more food, and that should be more efficient than just getting better fish. So let me quickly get fire level 3, and we're also gonna be getting all 4 kids for this base. All right, fire level 3. Now I do need to go find a weapon before we go get the first kid, because I do want to be careful. I don't want to die. Or actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take all this coal, and this might be enough to get me to fire level 4. See if this works. Almost. Let me actually just get a bit more wood, and we can get level 4 fire pretty much right off the bat, and hopefully that'll help us find a weapon faster. All right, there we go. Got 3 wood left over for a map as well. We're already doing pretty good. We're gonna build this base as fast as possible, giving us more time to make it really good. There we go. Okay, we got a rifle before even anything else, but this will be good enough to go get the first kid, and definitely the second kid. We just need enough ammo. Wait, whoa. I think they fixed it. The farmer used to not actually give you apple trees, but we just got an apple tree. Interesting. Okay, so I could pick the apples just like this by putting it in the sack, and I think you cut it down just like any other tree. So actually, that'll help us to get a bunch of apples. We could use that as part of our food. So we're just gonna start a little pile right here, and right now I'm just eating a bunch of morsels because I don't have any stable source of food yet. But let me get the good sack real quick, and now let's go get the first kid. All right, first kid is safe. I'm also gonna get the good axe with the, oh, interesting. Wait, why in the world would I trade for an old rod? I'm actually a little bit curious about that. There's like 17 of them back here. Yeah, I see them right there. They're all right here. I wonder, why does he trade them? That's interesting. Maybe in the future they won't have this building here, I'm not sure. But let me try to cut down this apple tree, see if it gives more wood or less wood. Yeah, it seems to be about the same wood. We got 3 right here, 3 right here, 3 and 3. Okay. Now for this base, I'm gonna have to get an absolute ton of scrap because we're gonna be using shelves to build our walls. And each of those, although they're only 2 scrap, it is still gonna be a lot of shelves. All right, we just got level 5 fire. We also got a spear. So let me use that to go get the second kid. And I'm trying to think what we should do for this base. I'm thinking the inner ring should be the more rare foods because I'm not gonna have as many of them. And then the outer ring should be something just ridiculously easy. So I think the outer ring, what we should do is, because even we're playing the farmer class, the outer ring should be full of fruit or vegetables that you grow out of the ground. Don't think you can grow any fruits in this game yet. Actually, I can grow the apple because I'm the farmer, so we might put that in the outer ring as well. Well, it's a little difficult to get the second kid when all 4 of them are chasing you, so let me revive. All right, second kid is now safe. I do need more rifle ammo before I go get the third kid though. But we have a ton of wood and scrap, so let me upgrade the crafting bench twice, and then let me also start to get farm plots, which we're gonna be using these in these asterisk-like patterns. So right now it's in a plus sign, but you can plant, I don't know, like 10 of them on top of each other by doing it diagonally and very precisely, which will allow me to literally water like 10 farm plots all at once, making this way more efficient. And because I'm the farmer and I have the max level, every single farm plot will get me at least 1 pumpkin. So we're gonna have a very nice food source and also a lot of pumpkins for our wall. But in order to start the wall, we do need the level 6 fire. So let me get the sundial just so I know what time of day it is. We got a minute 40. I think I should just go out and loot, try to get some fuel, and then come back to the base. Okay, this is perfect. I just found chili seeds. I'm gonna pick those up. I'm also picking up all these fruits and vegetables, and the chilies will actually add a lot to our variety. Now, the one thing I do need to do better is that I haven't been picking up cakes, I've been eating them. So instead, we need to pick up the cakes and bring them back, and I'm wondering how many we can get. Got a bunch of fuel. Don't think this is enough for fire level 6 though. We're about halfway so far. All right, just got another farm plot. So we put it just like this, and we can put a bunch more when we have the wood for it. So let me actually go get more wood, and then we'll also replant the saplings. And while we're going out and getting scrap and fuel, we should have enough food for what we need. We only really need 20 farm plots and maybe a few other things. I'm not exactly sure yet. We're gonna have to think about that. All right, we already got some of our food to grow, but now I'm gonna start separating it. So pumpkins we'll put here. We'll pick up the apples and we'll put them over here. Add our carrots right here, and corn off to the side. Now these are all most likely gonna be in the outer ring, and then I'll probably put fish on the middle ring because fish are decently easy to get. But as for the inner ring, I'm wondering what we can do. But let me just get some chilies real quick because I do see a bunch of them around me now. All right, there we go. Got 25 chilies, and I'm actually gonna go grab a few more. I also do want to get the berries. These are gonna be nice for the base. Put our berries off to a separate pile, and so far everything's going good. I just do need to go get more fuel. So let me also get a biofuel processor and a boost pad. I also just realized we do need to get the third kid. So we found the place by accident, but I do need to take care of these wolves too because I prefer life. Not having bite marks in your legs is actually a pretty cool feeling. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it, but that's what I'm trying to do right now. Got the bear pelt, which will give us the final pelt trade, and an oil barrel. These are what we need right now. Got the strong axe too. That'll actually help us to get some wood. There we go. All right, we're back to the base. My fire is also about to go out, so it's a good thing we have fuel. Third kid is back at the base as well. Pelt trader also just showed up. That's perfect timing. And we have more apple trees as well. Let me get the iron armor. We need that right now. I'm getting close to dying quite a lot. All right, let's see. Do the apples just fall? Okay, they do. So you can just cut down the trees and the apples will be there. All right, we're about to hit fire level 6. I'm just gonna get a few of these carrots. We're gonna be growing a ton of them anyway, and that should get us to the max level. There we go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut down all the trees we have right here and get a few more farm plots just so we can get our fruit up pretty quickly because we are gonna be filling up an entire level 10 torch wall with a bunch of vegetables and fruit. That's probably gonna take quite a lot, so it's always good to start as soon as possible. I'm also curious how many farm plots you can get in one spot. So let me craft 2 more, and with this will be 5. So there we go. There's 4 and there's 5. Use the watering can as well. There we go. So now we need to build an entire wall made out of shelves around this circle, and then we'll make it bigger with torches. So one thing I just realized, the apples seem to be bugged. If you pick them up after chopping down a tree, they don't appear in your sack. There's nothing in here. And I'm not eating them too because my hunger bar is not going up. So for now, I'm just gonna eat and they don't even work. Okay, so don't just chop down the tree. Make sure you pick off the apples if you can. So in order to preserve the apples, I'm gonna plant these in a line like this. Not as a wall, but just to have them a little bit separate. But we do also have 50 more wood, which means we're gonna have a total of 10 farm plots now. So I wonder, can we plant all these? There's 6, there's 7, there's 8, there's 9, and there's 10. 10 farm plots in one. It almost looks like a circle now, but because I can water them all at the same time, it makes it a lot easier. But now let's make all of our shelves, which will actually be 30 old shelves already, and let's see if we can fill in this first wall. All right, we just placed all of them. That's 30 shelves, and we are close to being done. We have about 25% 10% left to go. But now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go get a bunch of scrap because we're gonna need about 60 for all 10 of our torches and also a ton more for the walls. So I'm gonna be looking for things like washing machines, tires, microwaves, and also the engine. And we will also make a crock pot. That way I can have food whenever we go out, but also for the wall, which might be what we make our inner wall. Inner wall will be stew, then we'll have fish, then we'll have fruits and vegetables. That actually might work. Or maybe the inner wall could be, I actually do have a few ideas now, because what are we gonna do about things like cooked meat and cooked steak? Or cooked morsel and cooked steak? Not exactly sure, but at least I have ideas now. We also did get the morning star, so not bad. All right, this is really good. We found a very big lake with the bones in it, and we also found the fourth kid's location. So let me see if we can get the fourth kid really quick. All right, this will be the last bear. Key fell right in there too, and we got the fourth kid and a mythic chest, and we got the riot shield. I don't think I've ever actually used the riot shield other than just holding it out. Okay, this is not good. My flashlight just ran out of battery, and we're out in the very outer ring with a bunch of bears and the deer chasing me. I hear his footsteps, but I don't see him. We're also low on hunger, so I need to make it home as fast as possible. All right, we're back to base. I'm gonna eat a couple pumpkins. All right, fourth kid is safe, slightly over the apples, but that's fine. And our apple tree grew, so now let me grab all these by hand. There's also a few of them that seem to be in between. Yeah, right there. Okay, this is interesting. We got a bunch of our farm plots to grow. We also got a piece of cake. So let me put that off to the side. Let me grab all these pumpkins too. It's an insane amount of pumpkins. It's like 11 pumpkins in just one tiny spot. Insane. We're gonna have a lot of food. Grab all the corn as well. There were more pumpkins than corn. Then let me grab these 50,000 carrots. I'm also gonna use a few of these for some biofuel because we're gonna have a ton of them anyway. Let me also get this wood, and we're gonna see if we can build even more farm plots on top of the ones we already have. All right, we got 50 wood. Now I am gonna use half of it on building torches, or actually that was a little bit more than half, so that way we'll be ready for when we want to expand the base. So I'm gonna build 2 more farm plots, a bunch more shelves, which should definitely finish out the wall. Then we'll place our torches for the next wall. So let's see. All right, this will make 11, and this barely will make 12. Insane how you could just place all these right on top of each other. But now let's finish that wall. All right, this should be the last. Actually, I want to place 2 shelves just in case. I want there to be no gap. There we go. All right, the first wall is officially complete, and I do think we should make this inner wall full of, maybe not stew actually. Maybe the second layer could be, I'm not sure what I want to do. Meat is insanely hard to get. This amount of meat, oh, is absolutely ridiculous. This is gonna be so hard to get. So the first wall, we're definitely making meat. We're gonna make it cooked morsel, steaks, and maybe even a few ribs if we go to get some mammoths. Now we have fish and fruits and vegetables left, and also stew. Now I'm thinking that the middle wall will make it full of fish. I think that would look pretty cool. And then the outer wall, we will make that of stew and vegetables and all that. So stew will actually be with the vegetables. And we also got another piece of cake because we have so many farm plots. It's actually coming by pretty quick. All right, so I'm gonna put my shelves off to the side, or at least the extra ones that we have. Then we're gonna place our 5 torches around the kids' tent. So 1 for each tent, and then we'll also put 1 behind the campfire. So now the new wall is gonna be out here with even more shelves filled with fish, which is probably gonna take an insane amount of time. I'm hoping maybe that sharks will take up an entire shelf. That would help a lot, but I guess we'll have to find out. All right, so I think what I want to do now is we're gonna go get our fishing rod to level 2. So I'm gonna use these fishing spots right here. Actually, you know what? I don't want to use this one. I want to use one that's further out and is a level 2 lake. That way we can get some salmon a lot faster, and although it might be a little bit harder, the XP is worth it just because the mackerel barely gives you anything. All right, here we go. This should be a level 2 lake. The color does look different. Yeah, there we go. We already got a hard one right off the bat, and I failed. There we go. Yeah, that's a ton of XP, so we just got to keep doing this. All right, so far we got 6 salmon, and also we're halfway to level 2. There we go. Our rod is ready for upgrade, so let's grab all this salmon, and then I think I'm gonna go out to the level 3 lake to try and get the strong rod as fast as possible. Put it in there, get the upgrade. All right, so let me drop off these salmon. We're not gonna be cooking them because if we cook the fish, they're all gonna be the same exact color. But now let's see, where is the 4th kid? I remember a lake being by where the 4th kid was held. Actually, you don't see it. Okay, it might be right here, this bottom right. It is covered up by a chest a little bit. So we're gonna have to go down to the bottom right. We also got more trees growing in, which means I think we'll be able to finish out our farm plots and make as many as you could possibly build. Okay, we're not there yet, but we have 4 more farm plots, which means this will bring us up to 16 in one spot if we can get them all placed, which it seems like we'll be able to. There we go. It is insane how many of these you could place on top of each other. But now let me head down to where the 4th kid was kept, and let's fish in that lake. Got another piece of cake, and here's the lake that I was looking for. So let's see what we can get. I'm thinking the swordfish shouldn't be too difficult. It might be just as difficult as the salmon was with the old rod. Okay, this is actually pretty easy. Hold up. Okay, it was a cultist gem. Nothing crazy. All right, now we got something going. That's the sword. Oh, dude. That gave me like a third of my XP. That is insane. All right, we got another one coming right here. All right. One more fish and we'll get the strong rod. All right, should be it. There we go. Rod is ready for upgrade. Let me take all this stuff back to the base. Okay, this is insane. This is just an insane amount of food. Now I'm gonna let it go by maybe a couple more days. That way they should actually, no, we're gonna do that later. I want to have all of them be in sync so that we have everything grow all at once. So for now, let's actually harvest all this. And in order to make a bunch of stew, I actually have a plan for that. I just need the materials to make the crock pot. It is insane how many pumpkins we have. We're starting to have more pumpkins than anything else. All right, let me go upgrade our rod. And then for today, we're gonna get some more wood just so that we can get the final farm plots that we need. And then we'll go back to fish some more for all the fish we're gonna need. We're gonna need an absolutely insane amount of fish, while also getting some wolves on the way, maybe even bears, and maybe even mammoths. That might be the most worth it, because mammoths are kind of easy to take down if you know what you're doing, and they do give a ton of food, but we'll see. I would like the tactical shotgun. That would help me a ton right now, but then again, the ammo is expensive, so I don't know. Okay, this will be enough to make all 20 farm plots, and we're gonna see. I'm assuming this will work. Place all of them. Yep, there's a spot right there, just barely. Try right here. Yep, there we go. And let's see. This might be a little difficult, but I do see it, so there we go. And there is all 20 farm plots in one place. So I'm just gonna water all of them, and then I'm gonna wait a few days to even harvest it. That way they'll all be on the same schedule. So we'll just have a ton of stuff growing all at once, harvest it, and then repeat. So now what I want to do is I want to head out and actually get more scrap. We'll have that for our wall, but also to make the crock pot, because we do want to start making stews as soon as possible. Okay, this is good. We got 2 bases and a water tower right next to each other. That's gonna be a lot of scrap, but first let me try to get my stuff without dying. There's so many animals around here right now. Now I could just snipe down at the crossbow guy, because he's actually the most dangerous. His aim is insane. I have no idea why they made the aim so incredibly crazy on this guy, because it used to be worse, but probably a while ago they made it better. Oh, you've got... Dude, what in the world was... That was Batman? Alright, take 2 to go get my stuff. Alright, I have to be careful. I'm gonna try to take these guys out one by... And there's a bear. Alright, I think I took out everybody. There's another wolf that just spawned, though. Alright, that should be everybody. I'm gonna check up on the roof just in case. Alright, there's one more guy off to the side, but at least he's not on the roof. 2 guys, okay. Got 1. Okay, I'm out of rifle bullets. This is not good, but I do have the things that are trying to chase after me inside of the base. So we'll just take that and we'll take all our stuff. I do need food right now, though, so I'm gonna take a med kit and eat some raw food. All right, let me just get the last 2 chests, and we'll actually have a ton of stuff. Now let me get the water tower, because this always has good stuff. Nothing here on the bottom. We did get a microwave and oil barrel, though. All right, I'm gonna quickly loot this base, which is pretty easy, because all you gotta do is get the stuff on the bottom just by running through, and then when you manage to parkour up top, no one can get to you. I do really badly need some food, though. Insanely badly. So I'm gonna take my morning star, and we're gonna go get an alpha wolf really fast and eat the raw steak. Okay, now I'm heading back to the base. This is a little dangerous to still be out, but furniture trader's here too, so let me grab these coins and then see what we can get. We can add a little bit to our base. Let's see what he's got. We're gonna get our rainbow fish lounger, we're gonna get the snowman and the icy throne. Then we'll get some flowers that'll help make the base look nice, and then we got the flowers. We'll also get the hedgerows, because it is a food base, so the hedgerows will look nice around the farm, even though the farm is tiny. So I wonder how we're even gonna use those. All right, we got 95 scrap, so that'll get us the crock pot. We just need a little bit of wood. All right, we got enough wood. Now I want to show you guys something interesting that I saw in a YouTube short. If I put my crock pot right here, then we build 4 wood rain storages and put them around just like this, pretty much touching the crock pot, just like this. This looks pretty good. We can now take an absolute insane amount of carrots, and instead of having to wait for our stew to cook, we could just drop all of the carrots into here, and it'll continue to make stews pretty slowly, because usually you have to take out the stew to do it faster, but it will still cook them pretty much automatically. So we're just gonna shove all of our carrots into there. All right, we got a bunch of carrots in here, so that'll just start making us stews, of the which it's already made us 2. All right, now that we got our crock pot going, let's make the second layer wall. So we're gonna craft as many shelves as we can, and then we're also gonna pick up the leftover ones we have, and I'm assuming we might be able to finish half of it. So let's start from right here and then work our way clockwise. Okay, I messed up a little bit right here, so I'm gonna instead go the other way, and then we'll eventually get a hammer to fix that. All right, so we have a little gap right here, but it shouldn't really matter too much. I just don't want to curve it inwards right here, because then that just leaves a wall in between it. It's like a secondary mini wall for this lake, but we're just gonna keep going. All right, here's our last shelf, and with that, we'll actually have finished more than half of the second wall. I just need the hammer to fix this little mistake right here. Okay, so now I'm gonna go get more scrap so we can finish the second wall, and then we'll finish the third wall, or at least that's what I'm planning on doing, and then we'll start getting meat for that inner wall, because the inner wall is gonna be the hardest. Getting meat is not easy. easy. Takes a lot of ammo. Or if I use the Morning Star, I should be able to get a lot of steak from wolves. I also got a mythic chest right here. We will take that. All right. Thorn armor isn't bad. We'll take that. All right. We're running out of area to look for scrap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the winter biome, make some bunny ears because we already have 2 bunny feet, and then we'll get scrap over here, which should be slightly easier. Actually, I might as well just get the Arctic Fox Bell. I just got 2 already. Now it's 3. All right. We got 3 pretty fast. So let me go make that. And then getting scrap actually should be easy out here. There we go. We reached day 99 in 1 minute less than 2 hours. So we got a little bit longer to go until we can finally get this base finished. Just doing a ton of preparation right now. We have 130 scrap. This should be good enough to definitely finish the second wall and also get a huge portion of the last wall done. I have no idea how many shelves I have. 130 shelves though should be about 65 shelves. And there we go. Second wall is complete. But before we build the third wall, I do need to make more torches. So we're gonna have to go get a little bit more scrap. But then we can start filling this thing out with as much food as possible. All right, we've waited quite a few days for our farm. So now let's finally harvest it. And all 20 farm plots should be synced up. So we got 17 pieces of corn, probably 20 pumpkins. Yeah, there we go. Exactly 20. It's an insane amount. Got a piece of cake, extra piece of corn that I didn't get. And now an absolute insane amount of carrots, which we're gonna drop both a little bit into the fire to get that up and also into the stew maker. All right, fire is about max. And then let's just keep dropping these in here. All right, this looks pretty good. Starting to even cover up the crock pot a little bit, but we'll let that go. And now I think the best thing to do is to go... Actually, you know what? We're gonna fish a little bit right here. With the strong rod, it probably is gonna be really easy. That way we can get a ton of fish for this second row because there's no way I'm filling the entire second row with sharks. That is insanely hard. No way. I got a clownfish the first try. That's insanely rare, is it not? Yeah, I got a mackerel the second try. I guess if I keep fishing, I'll tell whether or not the clownfish first try is rare. It seems to be insanely rare. Okay, that's interesting. I got 2 clownfish now. And although I'm getting mostly mackerel, I do think that the 2 clownfish is insanely rare. What in the world? Yo, I just got a swordfish out of here. I have no idea how rare that is. Actually, you know what? It might actually be worth to fish out by where the 4th kid was because that's a level 3 lake. And I'm thinking if I put mackerel here, how many can I fit? 6 mackerel per shelf. But a swordfish, I actually don't know that. I actually have no idea to tell. But I do think I might be able to fit less swordfish per shelf, which should fill up the shelves faster. But for now, let's take all of our fish and we'll put them over here. All right, I seem to have messed up the timing for our fruit to grow, or maybe there is no way to sync it up because now it seems like it's not synced up, but we'll still harvest it anyway. All right, this is actually starting to lag me out a little bit. It's about full, pretty close to being full, but I think I'm just gonna let that sit for a while because it is starting to lag me a little bit. Now let me go out and get some more scrap, which we'll need for some torches. All right, we're back to the base. I'm starting to run a little bit low on scrap, or at least areas to find scrap, but we can make our last 5 torches and even more shelves, so that's good. So now let's place our torches, 1 more behind the crafting bench, and then 1 more for each of the kids' tents. All right, so now let me pick up, I'm gonna just pick up half of these, and then now we have the room to make the final wall for the base. Now the 10 torch wall works a little weird because I can only build out this far, but it does say I have more room, so I'll have to build just as close as we can to the edge. All right, with this we finished just about half of the wall. So now let's pick up the rest of our shelves and see what we can do. This does give me confidence though because we are running a little bit low on scrap, but we're almost done. All right, with this we actually don't have much left, maybe 30% of the wall left to create, and then we can start filling it in. But let me also get some more food because dude, I have no idea just how much corn and pumpkins and carrots we're gonna need for that final wall. I'm also gonna start putting off my carrots to the side. Maybe we could fill up a few shelves with these as well because our stew maker is just full right now and I don't want to lag us out. Actually, it's not that full anymore, but I don't want to make it full again. All right, I'm gonna head out today to get what should be the last bit of scrap that we need. But let me actually grab some food first. I don't want to starve. You know what? In order to get a little bit more scrap, I'm gonna take out the first level stronghold. That way we get the cultist prototype and maybe even the experiment, but I know we at least get 2 of whichever ones it gives me. So let's actually do that. Shouldn't be too difficult, especially with the Morning Star. And there we go. So we got a prototype, an experiment, gem of the forest fragment, 2 cultist gems, and now we got the mythic chest. Hoping for a tactical shotgun because that will help us to get... There we go. Okay, perfect actually. That will help us to get a ton of meat. I'm actually gonna start bringing back some as well. I think the first places that I want to go check are the places where the kids were held, because there should be just a ton of meat right there. All right, the stew maker is starting to go down a bit, so I'm gonna just put these carrots off to the side, and then we'll pick up all the stew, of which I have no idea how much is in here. It is a lot. All right, just start dropping these, and there we go. Probably doubled or even more this pile right here. All right, so let's take the scrap that we have. We'll build almost as many shelves as we can, just so we don't waste, and let's see if we can finish this third wall. Then we'll just go get as much meat as we possibly can with the new tactical shotgun we got. All right, I'm glad we didn't build too many shelves, because now I only have one extra, and all 3 walls are done. So now we're gonna have to fill these up like crazy. We're gonna start with the inner wall. We're gonna leave everything else and just start with the inner wall with meat. So let me start by putting some cooked morsel right here, and then we'll put some cooked steak right here, and then we'll work the steak this way and the cooked morsel this way. Dude, it is just insane. We have a mountain of pumpkins over here. I'm just eating pumpkins for food right now. All right, I got my tactical shotgun. Don't know how many shots. Okay, we got the owl too. That's not good. I'm also about to die, and I don't have any heals on me, so I'm gonna have to be very careful with how I hand. And I'm dead. All right, we got a bunch of food. I think we also got 2 polar bear pelts. We got one here, and I think another one from the polar bear we killed earlier. Just need to find that. We also have more meat here, so I'm gonna remember to come get that. But for now, I think what we can do is make the polar bear helmet. Yep, we should be good to do so. There we go. Now I'm gonna try to kill a mammoth and see if that is worth it. All right, let's see how this goes. It will give us a few ribs when we kill the mammoth as well. All right, there we go. We got actually a bunch of steak, but I don't think that's worth it, because although the steak does give you more hunger, we're just trying to fill the shelves right now. Okay, this is perfect. We got a fishing spot right here. So what I'm gonna do is keep backing out of it until we get a shark, and that way we could see how many sharks will fit on a shelf. All right, we got our first one. We also did just get the old boot, so we'll take that, but I did forget the shark thing. So although I'm kind of glad we got the old boot, I do need to get sharks. All right, we got all the meat here. There might be a bit more back here. Okay, perfect. All right, let me start sorting some of this meat that we have. Gonna try to grab all the morsels and then just place them on the shelves. But we have so much stuff right here, and I think we could fit about 4 morsels per shelf. Yeah, okay, so it's not dropping anymore, which is actually pretty good, because morsels are easier to get than steaks, and actually less of them go on each shelf. All right, this is what we have so far. Almost 3 shelves of steak. We had a little bit of ribs on there, but one of them fell off, and a ton of cooked morsels. So we're not halfway done, but I think we're about 25, maybe 30% done. So this is gonna be a little difficult. So now let me see if I can find the location where the 3rd kid was kept. Here was the 1st. I think here was the 2nd, but I don't see the 3rd, and that's not a good sign. Okay, the meat is now starting to fall like it's moon gravity. I think we have so many pieces of things, like the vegetables back at the base, that we're starting to lag out the game. Oh yeah, this is not looking good. This is not good. Okay, this is pretty bad. All right, we got some meat pretty fast. We're also gonna grab this scrap, because I'm thinking for fishing we might as well make a teleporter, because I do think although it'll take a lot of scrap, it'll be worth our time to do it, because then we'll be able to go back and forth between fishing a lot faster, and even bring the fish back to base a lot quicker. So let's see, we have 36 scrap right now. We can get the crafting bench 4. To get 2 teleporters, we need 50 scrap and 30 wood. The wood is very easy. We have a bunch laying right here, so we're gonna get that very fast. But the scrap is what I'm worried about, because we were already low earlier. But I do think that just from fishing, we can get some scrap anyway. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go fish, and then the scrap that we get, or maybe even find while doing other things, we'll use that for the teleporter. All right, I'm lagging a very decent amount now. Everything's moving really slowly. So in order to combat that, we're gonna start placing our fruit and our vegetables, and I'm assuming that should make it less laggy when stuff is on the shelf. All right, we got the last of the pumpkins, and so far we already have all of this. Let me just fill up this last little bit. There we go. Oh wait, I forgot, we have more growing over here, so let me grab these 2. All right, now this is all the pumpkins we have. It's an insane amount. Seriously, it's insane. Now one of these shells right here, it wouldn't let me put 9, and I think these ones also might have done the same thing, but we have just, I don't even know how many this is. So now let's start with putting our stews as well. Now these are going to be a little bit more difficult because they're in your inventory, not in your sack, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave extra room for a lot more pumpkins. We're going to start right over here with our stews. All right, there's all of our stews. We also have an insane amount of those. Now we're going to start with our corn, and this is just a ridiculous amount as well. So we're going to leave a gap for some stew. We're going to start right here. Now it takes a lot more corn to fill up a shelf, so the corn shouldn't take up too much space. Okay, this is interesting. This shelf did not want to take a lot of them, and I think this is helping the lag. It seems to be everything's moving a lot faster now, probably because there's less collision. Everything's just resting on the shelf. All right, I have 6 more pieces of corn, and although we do have some shelves that aren't taking as much much corn as others. This is what we have so far. So now it's... Wait, hold up. I just realized I almost finished the entire circle with all this. Where in the world are we gonna put carrots? Maybe instead of these gaps being for extra fruits, we could just fill them in with carrots. Because, wow, okay, that was pretty fast. So let's go ahead and do that. I also didn't place any apples or chili peppers yet. So I'm just gonna place a few carrots over in this section. Then we're gonna go place our chili peppers and our apples as well. All right, let's grab our apples and we'll do these first. We're gonna put them on this edge of the stews. All right, we have 2 extra, but we're just gonna go ahead and eat these to make it look nice and perfect. Now the chilies we're gonna place over here, not next to the apples, just because they do have a very similar color, and I don't think this shelf is even usable. Yeah, this shelf isn't even usable. Hold up. Can't place any chilies. I think I placed 1 chili on there, or maybe it just fell on there because I can't even use that shelf. So we're gonna start over here then. Wait, hold up. I don't think it's a shelf problem. I think it's all the shelves problems. I don't think you could place chili. Okay, guess you can't do that. That's I have no idea why that's a thing. So we're just gonna keep these over here because I do have a bunch. But as for the cake that we have, I'm gonna put these onto a shelf in the inner ring. So we're gonna move this morsel shelf off to one other shelf and then have this be for the cake. All right, this should fill up the corn shelves. There we go. Okay, so we're done with the corn. All these shelves should be full, and the rest we're just gonna keep off to the side right here for extra food. Now let me start placing our fish. I'm wondering just how hard it's gonna be to get the fish row filled up, because that might take a very long time. So we'll start with the mackerels right here, and it does seem like the mackerels are very inefficient for filling the shelves, but it does look nice. Oh, I also realized we have berries. I'm gonna try to fill in a shelf with these berries. We'll do that right next to the corn right here, but I don't think you could put them on shelves. I think berries and chilies alike doesn't seem like you put them on shelves. Okay, so that's good to know, but also kind of sucks. Wait, hold up. Okay, no, you can place them. They just roll off like, okay. Let me pick up the ones that aren't on the shelf. There we go, and then we'll just place these and hope they don't fall off. Okay, these just keep falling off over and over and over. Interesting. I'm gonna try to just drop them on the top shelf, and then we'll call these 2 the berry shelves. All right, there we go. We got them on top. These are our berry shelves. Let me put one more on top like this. There we go. Still haven't gotten the hammer to fix that one shelf, so let me go do that. It is nighttime, so I should probably learn from my lesson and do that as soon as it's morning. But now let's take the carrots that we have and fill out the very outer rim to the brim, and it is not slim. Wait, hold up. We perfectly have enough cake to fill an entire shelf of it. That is pretty nice. All right, I think absolutely everything on the outer shelf is filled except for 2 shelves right here, which we're gonna fill with pumpkins, and then this stew shelf, which we only need 7 more stews for. So let's just go ahead and put these carrots in here, get some stews, which might be enough by now. Should be enough. And there we go. Okay, this is full. So now we just need some more pumpkins, but we'll get those pretty easily. So for now, we're just gonna take all the rest of our fruits and shove it in the stew maker, because why not? Actually, I'm gonna take all of these and shove it into the stew maker, because then that should be enough stew for the probably rest of the run, and if not, we'll grow more. And then all these carrots that are on the floor over here, we're just gonna eat those. I'm gonna have the best eyesight. I'm gonna have 2017 vision, and hopefully then we can do some better fishing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the opposite side of where the mackerels are and just fill it up with okay, this is just as hard as mackerels. I think it might be more worth it to get mackerels then, but we'll see. Maybe the salmon have a better filling of the shelf effect. So we're gonna go quite a bit away over here and fill the salmon over here, which also have the same filling the shelf effect. Okay, that is interesting. We might be fishing for a very long time. We're gonna keep all these fish off to the side though, because we don't have enough to fill a shelf yet. Now I'm curious about the shark. Are the sharks gonna be what saves us? Let's put them over here. Actually, let me do it without the log. Okay, the sharks are good. They take up 3 per shelf, or 2 where we got lucky down here. You know what? This is gonna take some time, but we're switching it up, and I have to do this or this will take an abysmal amount of time. We are gonna have the first layer be fish and the second layer be meat, because fish are very hard to get, and if we have fish be the second layer, we might be here for an insanely long time. And I'm also a little worried about disconnecting. I do not want to disconnect with what we have so far. This is taking me an insane amount of time. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of our mackerel and we're just gonna move it 1 shelf inward, and then we're gonna do something similar with all the meat. So it shouldn't take me a ridiculous amount of time, but we absolutely do have to do this. It would be an insane amount of fish to put it on the second layer. But now that we have our pumpkins grown in, this will finish the outer wall, or at least I'm 99% sure. Let me look. Yeah, all right, this will finish the outer wall, and there we go. Very nice. So now the rest of the vegetables we could just have for extra food. All right, I just got a bunch of stuff, and I also have an idea. In order to make the raids easier, we're gonna make a door so that hopefully the cultists will all come through the door. So let's open it right here where this shelf doesn't really hold that many mackerel, and then we'll keep going straight through. So let's take our hammer and make a door away through each thing. There we go. And let me also fix this shelf back here, which is crooked. I still haven't done that, but now we have. All right, I just got a bunch of scrap, and I'm thinking this should be enough for 2 teleporters. Yeah, definitely enough. So let's build one right here, and then we'll build the other one by the lake. All right, it's turning nighttime, so we'll just teleport back. There we go. And then we'll put our swordfish up here. We'll get ready our boost pad, and then we'll go check out the ice fishing holes, because if we can fish there and it'll be faster, that will save a lot of time. All right, we got a bunch of fish. I'm also out of sprint, but we're gonna see how these fish will fit on the shelves, because if they don't fit very well, then I guess we're not gonna get too many of them. So we'll put some of them back here. Yep, just exactly the same. Put them right next to the chars. Nope, just about the same. Okay, so I might go get some more eels and chars just to fill up a few shelves, but other than that, I guess we just gotta keep getting regular fish. Just gonna be an insane grind. But because we have the teleporter, we can go out at pretty much any time of night and just start fishing. All right, so far here's what we got. We got a decent bit of fish at the front. We got some salmon back there, some chars and 2 eels, and some sharks right here. So what I'm thinking is that because we're gonna get so many mackerels, we're gonna move these sharks closer to back here. But the meat is coming together very easily. I can just go out and anger a bunch of wolves, and then that should be pretty easy. But the fish, man, this is gonna be a grind. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a short time lapse right now of getting all the meat that we need, and then we'll check back in and probably do a time lapse of all the fish that we need, which is gonna take a long time. So time lapse starting now. Alright, we're back at the base. I'm almost at 6 hours into recording now. We're at 5 hours, 56 minutes, and we finally have what seems to be enough to finish the second wall. So let's go see. I have 8 steaks. Should definitely finish this shelf. There we go. And then for the morsels, we definitely have enough. And there we go. The entire second wall is now full. It's like, I would say 80%, maybe 75% morsels and 25% steak. But regardless, it is done. So now we have to go do an insane amount of fishing. Let me make sure I have a bunch of stew. And while it's nighttime, what I'm gonna do is fish right next to the base. So like right here we have a pond, and then we also have the fishing building pond right over here, which sometimes has the fishing spots that'll help me do this a lot faster. But there's also the fact that the deer spawns on you, so maybe we're just gonna use this one over here. But I've got to do one final time lapse to finish this video. So here's the time lapse of me getting all the fish starting now. This is the last fish that I need. One more mackerel and we're good. There we go. Pick up all of them. We're gonna put the salmon over here because we only need one last salmon. Then we're gonna finish out this shelf with the mackerel, and we are done. We have maybe 65% of this just being straight up mackerel. Then we have our cake shelf, which we kept on the inner ring. We have our chars and our eels. We also need to reorganize this shelf because for some reason the clownfish don't fit together too tightly. All right, there we go. We have our rarer fish shelf right here, 3 jellyfish, bunch of clownfish, and 3 old boots. We have our shark shelf with 9 sharks, bunch of salmon, bunch of swordfish, and back to the mackerels. We are finally done with all this food. And you want to guess how long I've been recording? 9 hours now. It is absolutely insane. I think this project will come close or even surpass the chopping down every single tree in the map video, just based on on time. So let me take all these stews. I'm gonna eat a few of them just to waste them because we have a bunch. Or actually, maybe I should keep a few more because we need to start placing furniture now. But before then, let me get the fire up to a higher threshold just because I do not want to have a hungry deer out of the middle of nowhere. All right, that's good enough. So now let's use our defensive blueprints. We'll put these at the entrance. We'll put it closer to the back right here. We don't want to ruin the look of the front. All right, there we go. Now let's start adding our furniture. And this is going to be difficult. We have a lot of furniture. Let me drop all my other stuff back here though, just so that we have more room in our inventory. We also do have another defensive blueprint, so let me put this down. All right, pretty much anyone who comes in here is dead. Then we're going to design a exclusive, and I mean exclusive, because this is the most expensive restaurant in 99 Nights in the Forest. I don't think anybody's as crazy enough as me to do this. So let's build a very nice exclusive restaurant for whoever wants to pay $20,000 a second to eat here. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's make it a table for 3 or a table for 4. Hold up. Where's he at? Where's Kevin? There he is. All right. We actually have a table so exclusive that you, as the main person who's paying for the check, you get to sit in this seat, Kevin's own seat. And yes, Kevin will be dining with you, and he will stare at you blankly the entire time while you eat your food, and he will judge you if you don't leave a tip. So leave a tip. So we're gonna put a hedgerow right here. Actually, you know what? Let's put more hedgerows over here just before we run out. That way you are very private from the angry customers who don't know what they're talking about, and also don't look up our restaurant on Yelp. I don't know, Yelp must be broken or something. People keep saying something about dying from the food, poisonous, non-cooked fish. I don't know what they're talking about. Then we'll use some trellises just like that, and for the opening we'll use some fences with some moss on them for extra flavor and also a hint of poison. We'll cut this one in a little bit just so that we can use more of them. All right, here is the entrance to our restaurant. Very private, very exclusive. Kevin actually works here all day. I don't pay him, but if you want to get in, you're gonna have to pay $20,000 a second, I'm pretty sure. So let's put a fairy light arch right here. That way you have a nice entrance into the restaurant, and as you are literally dying to death, we'll put a fairy light arch right here just to make your death a little bit more enjoyable, and then a fairy light arch right here for our guests who actually know how to avoid the trap, which is pretty much nobody. Now what I want to do is I want to take all the rugs that we have and actually use them as part of the restaurant's design. So we're gonna have to find all of them. All right, so we have 3 purple rugs and 3 blue rugs. So I think what we could do is a alternating pattern going from blue to purple to blue in this area right here. That way you're not necessarily eating on carpet unless you're unlucky enough to not be paying for the meal, so you do get the carpet seat. And the red rug, oh dude, this is the red carpet. If you eat here, you are wealthy enough to walk on red carpet, my good sir. Whoever you are, madam, sir, if you have money, I will happily make some poisonous food for you that hopefully you won't sue me over with your 15,000 lawyers. We'll also put a green signpost here for poison, and then back here we'll add all of our bean bags as a relaxation area where you can digest your food properly while you are relaxing listening to the stock market. Now I have no idea how one listens to the stock market, but I'm not rich enough to do that. That's my customer's job. I also just found another red rug, so we're gonna have the red carpet be even longer into the fire because rich people are fire resistant. Don't ask me how I know that. And with that, that's all the furniture I want to place. The rest we'll just toss off in that lake. Our table here, we have a few appetizers, not the entrees. 2 pieces of chicken, because I'm just calling this chicken. 2 pieces of sushi, technically it is raw fish. And then 2 pieces of chili for if you want to literally die by mouth fire. Now we actually have our first group of customers making their way over to this base. So I do have to do well at impressing them. So let's see, I think they're coming in. All right, here's our first customer who's literally a Martian. Bro is jumping in slow motion. All right, sir, come in this way. I would actually like to show you your table back here. Sir, why are you sleeping? All right, well, fine. You go to another restaurant then. All right, well, you know what? We have more customers begging to come in. They're literally breaking down the walls to come in. Come right this way, my good sir. What's your name? Kevin? Oh, okay. I have actually a pretty cool person that I think you should meet. All right, right this way, my good sir. Don't mind the guy who's sleeping. He's pretty... All right, this is not funny anymore. I think they know each other. But let me see. There should be one more guy over here. Even though he was shooting at me, I do think that all people deserve second chances. So come over here, sir. I have... Okay, you know what? You don't want to follow me? I see how it is, man. It's pretty rude. This guy over here, though, his name is actually Kevon. So he's actually going to have a really good time with Kevin. I think they'll have a very nice conversation about something about politics. So Well, apparently everybody's sleep deprived. I have no idea why. It's not like I've been staying up for almost 2 years straight in this game. All right, he's finally following me. Sir, I promise you, the food is good. And apparently, our entryway is so good that everyone likes taking naps. Then follow me, my good sir. Do not eat the food. Don't stop eating the food, sir. You haven't paid for that. Sir, eat the food. This is not a robbery. Eat the... You know, wait, why am I telling him to eat the food? You know what? Fine. I have to defend myself. All right, now that our customers have been dealt with, very, very rude, by the way, I do want to do one last thing. This base looks pretty nice from the outside. You know, we have a ton of corn and all that, but it doesn't really showcase the inner beauty. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get rid of a lot of these corn shelves. So we're just gonna eat the corn, which will clear up space for other things that I want to put in here. So we're gonna go out to 3 shelves on each side. Get the 3rd shelf over here. And now let's start adding a bunch of color and vibrance to it. So we're gonna get stuff like the mackerels for a shelf. And now we have a much, much better looking entrance. We have a whole vibrant range of colors right here. Very light archway entering into the base. Very, very nice. This took an insanely long amount of time. We are now at 9.5 hours. So let's do the base tour. All right, entering in here, we have our very own fairy light archway, welcoming guests into our restaurant or our food base. We have mackerels, swordfish, salmon, corn, apples, and pumpkins all displaying out front. Then on the inner wall, we have a bunch of steaks, no idea the count. We have a bunch of ribs that don't really fit in the shelves that well. I don't know how many actually fits in a shelf, but I did not get enough to do that probably. Then over here, we have our cooked morsels, which go out pretty much all the way around, as we didn't find as much steak as we did morsels. But coming into this 3rd layer, don't step in here like the people who like taking naps, but come to the side and see our beautiful array of fish, of which we have way too many mackerels. And speaking of mackerels, pretty much all of these mackerels came out of this pond. If you're asking how they all fit in here, I don't know either. Then over here we have our cake shelf, which I actually had too many cakes, so I had to put more on top. Then we have our chars and our eels. The eels are very expensive because they kill you. We make you sign a waiver signing over all of your assets over to us because we want your money. Then we have our rarer fish, same thing for the jellyfish, by the way. You have to sign a different waiver, but same thing. Then we have our clownfish and our old boots, which are our most chewy option on the menu. If you want to order that, you can get some real flavor out of it. Then we have 9 sharks, bunch of salmon. Salmon's actually pretty common. You must be poor if you eat salmon. Only real rich people die by eating electric eels. Then we have our swordfish. They will cut your throat the second you eat them. Very, very expensive. And now let's go into the base the right way by jumping over the shelf. Over here, we have our farm plus our industrial cooker, where we have cooked so many different stews just by plopping a bunch of carrots in here with our sack. 20 farm plots all at the same place. Very nice, very industrial. We got our teleporter to the level 3 lake, boost pad that we used, camping chairs if you want to sit by the fire, 4 kids tent, as well as the fact that we are also insanely rich with 9 forest gems and 39 cultist gems. But for our very VIP guests, aka Kevin, we have the red carpet laid out with a sign letting you know that this is red carpet just in case you can't see with your eyes. Coming in here, we have our restaurant with flowers, a purple and blue hangout area just in case you don't feel like eating but feel like hanging out. Then right here, and I do want to warn you, this is one of the most important parts about the entire base, so keep it calm, okay? I don't want to seem weird in front of him. This is Kevin, our very, very VIP, VVIP, very, very important person who will eat with you if you spend $20,000 a second at a restaurant. And yes, I do know that price is a little cheap, but I promise you this is the real Kevin. And with that, that is our entire biggest food base. This took a ridiculous amount of time. I don't know why I did this. Hopefully you guys like it. And we just made it to almost day 600 with no beds. So that's insane. But thanks for watching. Subscribe and click on this video right here.